black dress shirt. No tie, as always. And let's see here as we set up.
We should be live now.
Let's see here.
And we're live across the board here.
Okay, we're live on. Let's do a real quick check. Are we live on Combat Culture?
We should be. It says we're live
on Bloody Elbow.
We are on. We're on Bloody. We're alive everywhere.
Are we live on MMA Mania? All right.
It has not been a good night so far, technology-wise.
There we go. Have we done anything different than we did last time?
No.
I know I jerked off on all the equipment.
Oh, Lord.
I always get excited that we can just curse here, and I take full advantage of that. To me, the ability to curse and the lack of censorship is like a free continental breakfast at a Best Western. I'm like, even if I don't need to, I'm taking as much advantage as I can, as you can see. As we set up here, AT&T commercial. Bear with us. We're setting up the technology. I assume you can hear us. Let me go into the chats to see who's available and who's doing what, so we can get some comments going as we set up here. 10 minutes away from the start of UFC 255, the official start. And
I think this is the last time we're going to be using our current streaming platform.
Oh, really? You're going to use something else, huh?
Because the last two shows, it's all been through this one platform, and it completely ate shit, which is fun. Which is fun. We're streaming live now.
And we don't want to eat shit, right?
No,
I just want to make sure. Maybe I mixed it up. Our plan was not to. I'm watching these Popeye commercials. Am I the only one who feels like they're slightly racist? A little bit?
I wouldn't. I'm not gonna talk about someone that could possibly be a sponsor.
Are they?
They could be.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I love their chicken. I'm just saying. I mean, even if they are racist, it won't stop.
It's Louisiana Fast. That's all I need to know. We got a big card here.
I do love Popeye's chicken. Number one chicken? What are you giving it to? Popeyes or KFC?
I'm giving it to KFC.
Now, KFC is the only fast food thing that might be number one in their food. Like McDonald's is not number one burger.
No.
At all. Neither is Burger King. None of those fast food places. Anyway, all right. Enough about the fast food. That was filler for when the technology wasn't working. Now that the technology is working, we can begin to run down the card of UFC 255. What I'm calling the super pay-per-view.
Yes.
Now, I do use air quotes when I say super pay-per-view, based on the double main event that we have, technically. Isn't every show a double main event?
Pretty much.
Right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't count. Remember Don't Mess with the Zohan when they had that store that was always going out of business?
Yeah.
So that was the appeal of people coming into the store? And then they opened up a new store, and it was the new going out of business store? That's what this seems like, because it's a double main event. Now, women's flyweight, Valentina Shepchenko versus Jennifer Maia. Now, that one I'm kind of intrigued by. I mean, Shepchenko has been the champion since I was a little boy. I mean, it's been a long time.
As far back as I can remember.
Queen had the number one record with Another One Bites the Dust, and Valentina Shevchenko was in year 3 of her title reign as the women's flyweight champion, and she will defend that against Jennifer Maia, who is 18-6-1. So we'll see that. Now the flyweight title, Deiveson Figueiredo. What did I write? Figueiredo. I wrote this down wrong. I was confused. I know it was Figueiredo, and then I looked at my notes. I believed my own handwriting instead of my memory. Figueiredo against Alex Perez. The less name value in that fight. I mean, but then again, I'm a bigger fan of Valentina Shevchenko. But we'll see. It's a flyweight title fight. The 19-1 Deiveson Figueiredo goes up against Alex Perez, 24-5. I mean, it's probably still going to be a good fight, but there's not a lot of hype going into this pay-per-view, UFC 255. But, sometimes these sleeper cards can turn out to be really good. So, it goes both ways.
Like we've talked about it before, and we've always looked at the cards as like, they're relying too much on the main event. And right now, this fight was supposed to be a different main event altogether. It was supposed to be Figueiredo defending the title.
Right.
But it was supposed to be against Cody Garbrandt. Cody Garbrandt pulled out of the fight.
Now, why? For people who don't know why.
Injury.
Okay. Fair enough. Well, again, sometimes we get these cards that have a big main event and they let you down. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen pay-per-views built around the one main event. And so it can go either way. But I'm always excited. That's the beauty of MMA. I'm rarely disappointed with the whole card overall.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see tonight. So
yeah, we've got Laura Winsby saying, let's go UFC 255. Let's go, Kay. And we've got Justin Cranford saying, good to see you guys again. Well, we're glad to see you as well.
Well, yes, thank you for having us. So we're going to be here all night with you, UFC 255. It's going to be a lot of fun. And let your friends know if they're looking to join us with some alternate commentary. You see the highlight package here, the preview package, I gather. Some training footage of Valentina Shepchenko with her trainer who looks like the manager for System of a Down. He looked just like everyone in the band. Shout out to System of a Down. Back after almost a decade hiatus. I know my people are excited. Let's see here as we get ready. 255 in a mere 5 minutes from now. The official pay-per-view will take place. But bear with us. So it's going to be interesting. It's an interesting card to say the least.
And we've got 30 people rocking with us right now on Combat Culture, joining us across the board. We've got shout out to the people on Periscope, shout out to the people watching on MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow, watching us on Facebook and all over the YouTube platforms. I'll be opening up these chats to see what everybody's saying throughout the night. To bounce back and forth. But yeah, this is a sneaky card. Like, everybody's expecting Valentina Shevchenko to dominate Jennifer Maia because she's been dominating since 2017. Ever since that loss to Amanda Nunes, it's been a pretty unfair fight for anybody going up against Valentina Shevchenko. And shout out to John Davis on the Bloody Elbow YouTube. We're so glad you're joining us here tonight.
So they're doing a lot of highlighting that fight. You'd think that would be the main event tonight.
You would think so, but the Figueiredo fight was the initial main event, and that's the main event they're going with for tonight. So, gonna see what happens on that one.
I just saw a little stat. They're showing some stats here. She spent literally 2 seconds on the ground, the least amount in UFC history.
That sounds about right. That tracks.
So interesting. Caitlyn Chukagian versus Cynthia. Calvillo. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. We got 2 championship fights, so the rest 3-round fights. So we'll see how it goes tonight. Of course, you can always, if you want to order the pay-per-view, you can use the link.
Use the link in the description and stream that and let us know what's going on. Let us know your thoughts. Like, this is the weird part before a pay-per-view when we know that it's going to take 8 million years till the first fight gets inside the cage. Like, right now, they're showing an interview between Brett Okamoto and Gilbert Melendez on the broadcast. So we're just kind of just biding our time.
So here's the problem with this, though. We've started this tradition the last several pay-per-views, which is, what is the over and under when they're actually going to start the pay-per-view?
Yes.
Because right now, I think some of the prelims went a little short. So that'll happen. They're going to do some filler. The problem is when 10 o'clock hits, and I feel like this has been the last couple cards. They've done a lot of filler up front. So over and under what was the last pay-per-view? What was the last one?
UFC 254. That was Khabib's retirement fight.
Right. I meant the timing-wise.
It was about 15 minutes. I think it was like 18 minutes. It was about 18 minutes into the card. I
feel like, for whatever reason, I'm going to say it's going to be 12 minutes. I'm going to go short this time, only because the prelims ended early, and they might be squeezing out all the juice here to fill time during these prelims.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go 12 minutes. This is our opening bet that we do every pay-per-view now.
I think it's going to be around 9:15.
You're going even shorter than me.
I think that they're going to try to get the most out of this satellite time as humanly possible.
Okay. Now, is them being in Vegas tonight, does that factor that at all?
I think so. Tyler Lee in the chat watching us on the Bloody Elbow said, never seen twins with different last names before. Well, first time for everything, you jerk-off face.
Oh, there you go.
Ladarius Greer saying, let's go Paul Craig.
Okay.
He's calling Craig by KO, straight up KO. Paul Craig going up against Mauricio Shogun Hua in our opening contest tonight of the main card of the pay-per-view. And, these two fought before. Mauricio Hua is 2-1-1 in his last 4 fights, with his only loss coming to Anthony Smith in that run. His last fight was a win over Lil Nog, which was a little fakakta by split decision back in July.
Lil Nog, my favorite rapper, by the way.
Lil Nog.
Lil Nog.
Big Nog, just, it doesn't slap as much in the streets.
Yeah, it's not as good. It's
Doesn't
not
hit
as
as
good.
much.
Oh, he's doing. I've never seen somebody do pull-ups with a kettlebell strapped to them.
That's what you gotta do.
There you go. That's the new training session. So they're still doing the interview here. They're doing the odds, current odds.
And for people who want to know, in between each fight, before each fight, we'll announce our predictions for that fight or our pick. You can also check me out every week on the SBR YouTube channel, and I'll give my predictions for every week's fight card. Shout out to Lee and Dave, my friends over there. Jeffrey Burton asking, do you agree that Valentina is possibly the greatest female athlete on the planet? I don't know if she's the greatest female athlete on the planet, but you can put her in conversation for one of the greatest female mixed martial artists of all time. Amanda Nunes right now to me is the GOAT. And then shout out to Tyler Lee coming on over to the Combat Culture chat. Hi, friend. And I would put her in the conversation for one of the best female mixed martial artists in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know, top athlete.
Okay.
I would probably give that to Amanda Nunes, maybe a Clarissa Shields. Kayla Harrison from the PFL, who competed last night in Invicta and pinated somebody's face with an elbow. That, for me, is someone who would probably be in the conversation of one of the top female athletes in the world.
Okay, fair enough. Complete disrespect to the women's soccer team.
Megan Rapinoe and all of them on the women's soccer team. Also, some of the greatest athletes in the world.
That's not what I heard, Matt. I heard pure sexism right there.
I named nothing but female athletes. Most of them combat sports athletes. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And we as you said, Caitlyn Chukagian going up against Cynthia Calvillo. That'll be our second card of the night. And then we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Fight of the night is Mike Perry versus Tim Means. Mike Perry missed weight by 5 pounds yesterday.
Wow.
And in the time
my sources are telling me that's not good.
That is not good.
Okay.
That's the opposite of good. And
that's the expert analysis I bring to the table.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's not good.
No.
And I'm gonna probably take a lot of heat for this. I'm gonna tell you, missing weight by 5 pounds, not good.
Good to know. Good to know that Harry's bringing this. Shout out to Super Skills 25 watching us on Periscope. And shout out to Wardy B, William Sackman, and Fan Clubby watching us as well on the platform. Misha Dolvich saying Fig or Alex in the Bloody Elbow stream. We're going to let you know our thoughts on the main event right before the main event.
As it goes down, to keep track of it.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about this card tonight, is that we're going to be bringing you stuff and giving you our thoughts as it happens. We're a conversation. We're watching along with y'all throughout the entire night.
So send us your thoughts, your feelings.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be limited to MMA, by the way. It never stays that way.
No.
Despite our best efforts. And by the way, also, definitely ask us if we're going to show the fight in the chats. We love that. We
definitely.
Absolutely, the
Always,
entire night.
please.
Especially like halfway through the pay-per-view when we haven't shown any fights yet. If you could ask when we're going to show the fights, that's the best. We can't get enough of that. And shout out to our moderator, Steph Satilli, who will be filtering out all that garbage.
Except the ones that personally insult us.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah,
See,
that's fine.
This is the weird thing about the chat section. It pretty much is limitless. The only thing you can't do is ask us to show the fights.
Yes. Because
that's it.
that violates so many things. You can humiliate. We kind of like the fact that you spend all that time humiliating and insulting us. It's not the worst thing in the world. I had an Irish mother. I've been there before.
So you're used to that.
Yes.
You're used to that.
That was my 12th birthday.
Oh my God. It's
And
weird. Your
13th.
mother did an impromptu roast.
Yes.
But didn't invite any other
Nope.
people to roast you. And it also took place at an Arby's, so
Yes.
that's the weird part.
And,
my favorite comment so far, did the main event happen already? I don't think it did. I'm going to go out on a limb
We're
and say
3 minutes
no.
into the
3
show, and
minutes
it's
into
been
the
a
show.
fucking video package.
Yeah, all right, so we're at 3 minutes. It's now 10:04 as I look at my clock. You said 9 minutes. I went with 12. We got a nice shot of
I
Las
said
Vegas.
10:15. I said I said 10:15. We're going live at 10:15.
Oh, UFC. Oh, really? I thought you said 9 minutes. Apparently I'm lying. One of us is
No!
a liar. One of us is a liar. Y'all do the best commentary on YouTube. Thank you, Laura Winsby. We appreciate that. And it's not followed by like a not or it's not even in quote. Best is not even in quotations.
For nerds.
I know an insult and I don't see one there. Thank you.
Jeffrey Burton asking, what is Matt drinking tonight? There's a story behind this drink.
Okay, let's hear it.
On election night, me and Stephanie Sotilli decided, you know what? We're going to get drunk while Rome burns.
That's a new tradition in America now. Yeah, a lot of people choose to get
If you recall the 2016 election, Stephanie had to wake me up at 2 o'clock in the morning because I had passed out drunk at the bar up the street from the studio. And said who won, and I laughed incoherently and then went back to sleep.
Oh, boy.
Preparing for...
Wait, did you wake up in the bar?
No, I was at home.
Oh, okay.
I was in my own bed. But I went over to the bar in our home because obviously I have a bar in my home. I poured vodka into a glass with 3 ice cubes, cranberry juice, and some lemon lime seltzer, and it was the too close to call or the contested election, and I decided to...
Your new drink, the too close to call. I think it's a great...
So that long-winded answer is what we're drinking.
Which is also what your doctor said about your liver,
yes,
right? Yeah,
it's too close
to call. We're going to have to do a recount.
Harry, there's a question for you in the chat from Ladarius Greer. Harry, who do you got, Matt Ryan versus Gabby Garcia?
Oh, jeez. I don't have enough info about Gabby Garcia, but I'm going to say Gabby Garcia.
Yeah, Gabby Garcia. Yeah. Gabby Garcia kind of looks like the bar. She has the mannerisms of the barbarian.
Oh, boy. The wrestler?
Yes.
Oh, okay. The professional, as opposed to somebody else.
She's a large Brazilian woman with a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu who fights in Ryzen. Imagine if China was good at MMA.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Against me. Now, I'm a 31-year-old former high school athlete.
There you go. Is athletes in quotes? Or?
No. I was on the... I was technically...
Which teams did you participate in?
I was the captain of the bowling team. But I was also on the JV baseball team.
Okay.
And I had a .578 on-base percentage with 3 steals.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so fuck you.
Bases or snacks? What did
you look like you stand in front of high schools and try to sell kids edibles. But they're not really edibles. They're just gummy worms you poured Sanka on.
Excuse me. We do vapes now. We don't do edibles anymore. It's the overhead is too much. They spoil too quickly. It's all about vapes.
Shout out to Michael Marquardt. Cheer, boys. Thanks.
Thank you for joining.
Joe Wellwood, love you too. Thank you for every fight you call. You're welcome. Next week, I'm going to front sell this now. Harry will not be here.
I'm disappointed about this.
Yes.
This was a scheduling conflict, and I didn't know.
But next week, right here on Combat Culture, we will be bringing you Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. And I am excited.
Boy, now here's the thing. We're used to MMA. Well, I guess they go short. MMA fights go short all the time. I don't think that fight is going to go very long. I think Mike Tyson's going to beat the shit out of Roy Jones.
Now, my favorite part of the card is that there's a legit boxing match on it.
That is a legit boxing match.
There's 2 legit boxing matches. There's a fight in the opening fight. I forget the name of the boxer, but I've watched him fight before. I think it's Badu Jack. He's fighting in the opener. And then there's Jake Paul versus Nate Robinson.
And again, Nate Robinson, you're like, what's his boxing record? I'm not familiar with it. I do know him as a former New York Knick and Boston Celtic.
Former slam dunk champion.
Former slam dunk champion. Now, will that factor in the boxing match? You know, if it was a regular basketball player, I'd be like, he's got no shot. The fact that he's got some hops might...
It helps.
If he can hop above a punch of Jake Paul's punch. Now, what is the beef between Nate Robinson and Jake Paul? Now, Jake Paul, I know, is a YouTube influencer.
Yes. A trash human being.
Right. A lot of controversy.
It's everyday bro with that Disney Channel flow.
A great hip-hop artist.
Yes.
Jake Paul, one of our top 5.
Shout out to Nick Crompton. His College State poppin'. England is his city, Harry. As Stephanie so
if you had it, we still haven't started the fight. It's 8 minutes.
Yeah, it's 8 minutes past the hour.
Don't switch off, but you can if you want to pull up Jake Paul's Everyday Flow.
Everyday Bro.
It's fantastic hip hop work. Not since Snow have I seen somebody really drop rhymes like Jake Paul. So what is the beef again? I apologize, I interrupted. Nate
money.
Robinson?
They want money.
Okay.
They were offered money. They get the money.
Why did Nate Robinson... I know that Jake Paul did like a celebrity fight with somebody else. Him and his brother Logan.
Yes.
So I get how they got into it. They sold out the Staples Center, and so now I guess he's just expanding on that. But how does Nate Robinson get into the fight game here?
Harry, why does anybody get into the fight game?
dignity, self-respect, I think.
Totally, yes.
So Nate Robinson fucked up all this money?
I don't know if it was all of his money.
But that's probably the road this went down, is what you're saying? Fair enough. All right.
Shout out to Steven Carasso in the chat. Hey, guys, here we go again. The fights in large part are not very exciting. I'm sure you'll pick up the slack. You know, we're going to try. We're going to try our best. Olive will be giving her dog version of the play-by-play throughout the night.
You might hear her in the background. But again, sometimes these cards that don't have the name value can be sleeper cards. They can be very exciting. That's the beauty of MMA to me. Even if they're not popular in name value, some of these fights have, especially these people have a lot to prove. This is a big time for a lot of these people who might not normally get on a card, or might not normally be in the position, or even in the main event, or so.
Shout out to Chaz Lomack in the Bloody Elbow chat. Imagine if China was good at MMA. That is the most appropriate description of any fighter I've heard in my life.
Oh boy, if China was good, if the entire country.
No, well, the former professional wrestler, the late WWE Hall of Famer.
That makes more sense. I thought you meant the country.
If Asia. Remember her from WCW, the wife of the Kiss Demon.
Oh boy, so
or
like
Midnight from WCW.
If a female bodybuilder was also good at MMA, basically.
Yes.
Wow, okay.
And had access to the kind of HGH that Jose Canseco dreamt about.
Oh my God.
Like 90s Canseco.
So how's his MMA career going?
Oh, I don't know.
What's Jose Canseco up to? Let me look it up since we still we're at 10-11. Now I said they would start at 12 minutes in, so I have 1 minute.
Reed Dobash is my boy Dan A. White making an appearance. You know what? I don't know.
Okay.
I've not heard from Dan since election night. He just sent me a message that was a smiley face.
Okay.
A blue light, and then a recycle bin. Just 15 times.
Okay.
It was unsettling.
And again, let's remind the people, Dan A. White, no relation to Dana White.
No.
But Dan A. White is a tremendous alcoholic. And a problem.
Yes.
An emotional
the last
recluse.
time he was on the show, he was fully nude, and I got comments about it. I had conversations about it.
Positives?
No.
Oh, really? Did the bosses not like Dan A. White being nude? It's a puppet. Are we told that we can have the puppet on, but how much nudity can we get out of the puppet? That's what I want to know. What are we working with here?
I'm going to take a look at the chat here. Nate would sleep Jake Paul. He's a legit two-sport athlete. That's coming from Thislamatic.
I mean, I know that Jake Paul has a boxing record. I mean, this is kind of a weird thing that we have to break down the Nate Robinson-Jake Paul fight. But unfortunately, I won't be here for that. I'm tremendously disappointed, but Thanksgiving obligations keep me from that. I'm trying to look up Jose Canseco's MMA record. So if it seems like we're multitasking here and we didn't give up on the feed. No, not Jose Aldo's MMA record. Jose Canseco. That's a much different
Toker
record.
88, Dan A. White is a skanky dirtbag.
That's what it says on his business card. Jose Canseco, MMA. Here's him versus Hong Man Choi.
Danny White just texted me, and it was just it was a link, not to 4chan, not to 8chan, but to 16chan.
Wow, I've never heard
and
of
it was
that.
just photos of Garfield.
Okay.
Not just panels of Garfield the comic book. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Again, Dan A. White is an alcoholic. This was Shaquille O'Neal agrees to fight Jose Canseco. This might have been an older
Laura
article.
Winsby asking, who the fuck is Dan A. White? Imagine the hormone monsters from Big Mouth who look eerily similar to the president of the UFC with a mustache.
What if the Fertitta brothers bought Sesame Street? Dan A. White is I guess technically speaking, he's a puppet.
Yes.
He's not a Muppet because I think that's copyrighted. But he is a puppet who bears a small resemblance to Dana White, but is not related. And he's a puppet with a drinking problem who often...
for those playing along at home, it is 10:13 in the Eastern Standard Time.
10:14 on my clock.
Harry, you have really nice glasses. That's from Logan Durham02 on the Twitter machines. And also, if you're watching this and you want to follow us on social media, you can follow Harry at Harry Terjanian. You can follow me at M. Ryan Consulting. Follow Steph, our moderator, at Steph Sotilli. You can follow Olive, the super beautiful baby dog, at Olive the Fat Baby on Instagram.
Yes, and as we wait on the odd lines here.
Shogun is the plus 150 underdog. Paul Craig is the minus 190 favorite. And at 10:14, we get the package for the fight we've been waiting 14 minutes for. It is the Bear Jew Paul Craig versus Mauricio. Yep, he still signed Shogun Rua.
Let's see. Shogun Rua.
Shout out to Mark D for the donation to the cause on
you.
combat culture. To Matt and Harry, thank you for the super chat. And if you do want to donate and you're watching on YouTube, click the button with the $sign donate, and we will shout you out. And if we don't shout you out, you just shoot us a tweet and tell us we're pieces of shit. Chaz Lomack, I was listening to Face the Pain, and this auto-played afterwards. Y'all are hilarious. YouTube loves me. God bless Face the Pain. I want that to be the new national anthem. Face the Pain needs to be the new national anthem.
Face the Pain.
That was the old UFC preview music before UFC 200.
Yeah, of course. Face the Pain.
And now it's whatever the fuck it is.
And here we go. Is this highlights, or how do we do this? We're waiting till they
walk to the cage.
So walk to the cage. It's
so
not
you
the
said
highlight.
10:19. I'm at 10:15
That's a different
exactly.
number than I said.
What did you say?
I said 12 minutes. You have changed the number every time you bring it up.
No, I said 10:15. All right,
drinking is getting out of hand. I'm gonna blame the drinking.
Second thing I've had today.
You said 11:45.
You said, you piece of shit, that I was gonna set. Now I just sound like that fucking Patton Oswalt character.
Oh yeah. Well, at this point, it's like
Corn Pop.
This is like the scene from what's that? Wolf of Wall Street, where the lemons kick in for me and you for DiCaprio and Jonah Hill, and they're incoherent. Get the phone.
Shout out to Grant Golden in the Bloody Elbow chat. Wait, you're not Matt Wright. No, I win in the playoffs. I have playoff victories on my record.
You have an equal amount of Super Bowls.
Yes,
so
that is
there
true.
We go. And now at 10:16, we finally get the first walk to the octagon by Scotland's own Paul Craig. Craig coming in by himself? Is this
his group? He's got people behind him. His people are behind him.
Not a big entourage. I think it's just 2 people.
I think that's because of the virus.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh no, it's 3. Sorry, but it's still kind of a small entourage, all things considered.
Yes, it is. It is not enough for one new addition.
Oh, there you go.
I feel like we should judge crews on about the amount of new additions they make up. I feel like that, because the way we measure things now is all bullshit anyway.
Okay, it's a different system of measurement.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a good unit of measurement.
80s/90s pop group new edition.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. That.
Have you seen the new edition movie?
I have not.
Made for TV.
I have not. I saw the first 20 minutes of the Whitney Houston one, and I had to punch out.
Oh boy, that's right. Here we go. Paul Craig on a 3-fight unbeaten streak, 2-0-1. Most triangle choke submissions in UFC history, 3, and tied for second most submissions in UFC lightweight history at 5. Coming in very svelte.
Paul Craig is a bad motherfucker. Shout out to Mark D, who said in the combat culture chat, Matt looks like a handsome young Tank Abbott.
Oh wow!
It's because of the beard. Better that than chemo. Better that than chemo.
Oh boy. I think you look like a middle-aged Billy Connolly.
You know what? I'll take that as a fucking compliment. It's Billy goddamn Connolly. Wes Chandler asking, who wins, a giant-sized Mighty Mouse or a regular-sized grizzly bear? Now, do you mean Mighty Mouse, the cartoon character,
or the fighter?
Yes, or Demetrius Johnson.
I go if it's Demetrius Johnson, I go Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah.
I think he wins with a heel hook. he taps the bear out with a heel hook, but it's close. We see.
The fighter. Wes Chandler said the fighter. Yeah, it's giant. If Tracy Smothers can beat a bear, rest in peace, Tracy Smothers.
R.I.P.
I'm going with
another great
Demetrius
YouTube video
Johnson.
you should check out. Tracy Smothers wrestling a bear.
One of the nicest people I've ever met.
He was great.
In my life.
He was great to work with.
Yeah.
So sweet. His mouthpiece fell out, like his bridge fell out. And I didn't know whether I wanted to pick it up, but I didn't know if he would be offended. I didn't mind picking it up, but it was.
Terrence
story went nowhere.
Hypno Nipple saying an elderly Joe Son.
An elderly what?
Joe Son.
Joe Son. I'm sorry.
Yes, he's in jail for life now, right?
Oh boy.
For he was a part of a group sexual assault in the early 1990s, and then he murdered his cellmate.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a lot. Shout out to Count Your Blessings 117. You guys are the chubby version of the fighter and the kid, but better. Is that like a high bar?
The fighter. I mean, they're both in shape.
Yeah, but.
I mean, my comedy's better than fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Brendan Schaub.
Yeah.
Schaub.
You didn't get a Showtime special though. We've argued about this. But we've talked about this before on the show.
What did we say? What was the argument? Because I said
it wasn't an argument. It was just more of like, why the fuck don't like?
Why don't I have a Showtime special?
Yeah.
That's an argument I have with myself.
Gallagher's got 8,000 of them. You could have gotten at least one of them.
At least Gallagher
I feel like
funny.
I could have gotten a Gallagher special. Fuck Gallagher, by the way. Hate Gallagher.
Fuck the person, but he was good in the 80s before he went fully
I have
insane.
legitimate heat with him. Swankeeper 5 saying next exhibition, Canseco versus Rodman. I wouldn't hate that fight. Mauricio Hua is finally in the cage at 10:20 p.m. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Mauricio Hua is 38 years old. I don't know how the fuck that's possible. Paul Craig, 32. Hua standing in at 6'1". Paul Craig with the height advantage by 1.5 inches at 6'3.5". Both with a 76-inch reach, and both came in on the scale on Friday at 205.5.
Yeah, very evenly matched here. The only difference is the age. And Bruce Buffer coming out in what I can only say is a Frankie Valli tribute blazer. Love his blazers. Don, go away. I'm no good for you. But Bruce Buffer looking fantastic as always.
Silver and Black 831 joining us on a Saturday night. Hi, friend. And be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button and hit the notification bell to know every time we go live. And we have 101,000 subscribers on YouTube at the Combat Culture page. Be sure to hit that subscribe button. Last time we got over 100,000 subscribers, and I'm waiting for that plaque. It takes like 6 weeks for that plaque.
Are we getting the plaque?
I don't know, but I feel like we deserve it.
That would be nice. Or we can get one made. I know some people who can make some stuff.
Yeah?
I think so, yeah.
Is it just you in your garage?
No. I mean, we can. I mean, if you want one out of plastic, a drawing, I can print one out. When I say I can make it, I can print it out, but it's gonna be on glossy photo paper.
That's good photo paper.
I'm not a cheap bastard here. Shogun Rua.
I've been to Chuck E. Cheese with
Shogun Hua.
And let's take a look at Hua. This is a rematch of their fight from last year in Sao Paulo. He's 2-1-1 in his last 4, with his only loss in that run to Anthony Smith. His last fight was a win over Little Nog back in July by split decision. He's knocked out 21 human beings, Harry. He's submitted only 1, and he's got 5 decision wins in his career. Matt Sharp saying, you guys look more and more homeless every event you do. There's a pandemic on. You think I'm going to go to a barber? I'd have to go to Hoboken to go to my barber and then get a haircut. You think I'm going to get all that COVID? Fuck you.
It's been a while. This is the longest I've let it grow out. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I'm not going into the comment section to find out what you people think.
Low kick by Craig,
here
and
we
here
go.
we go in round number 1. Head kick by Craig, blocked by Hua.
And a third.
He went for a kick to the body, blocked by Hua. Hua pressing Craig. Craig's back against the octagon, checking a kick to the leg. Does Craig throws a leg kick on his own? 20 seconds gone by in round number 1 of our first fight of the main card at UFC 255. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Terjanian. Sitting in the center of the octagon is Shogun, the former champion, standing in the center of the octagon, looking for an opportunity. Trying to light up Paul Craig and kind of keep himself standing in the top 15. Number 14, Hua going up against number 15, Craig. Hua trying to feign, almost gets caught with a left-right combination by the Scotsman. Low kick attempt by Hua, missed by Craig. Hua throwing some light strikes here in the early going. Harry, quick combination by Hua, gets Craig bouncing against the cage, and Hua biding his time is Craig and tried to get into a clinch. Hua pulls away.
There we go. We're about a minute in so far. A lot of different kicks from Craig. But both fighters back to the center of the octagon, sort of feeling each other out here as the pace is slowed down.
3:46 left to go in round number 1.
Another high kick from Craig. Oh, goes for the takedown.
Shoots the takedown, gets the takedown, double leg takedown by Hua, trying to go for by Craig, trying to get side control here, but the right leg of Craig hooked in, double on by the leg, a figure 4 attempt by Hua on the bottom, and now Craig in side control.
There we go, just leaning on him at the moment. Hua trying to get to the side of the cage or trying to adjust the positioning, wraps his leg around Craig. But Craig lands a couple punches. And still 3:10 to go in this round, so not a great position for Hua so far.
No, Hua's in a bit of trouble, but Craig's knee locked in a grapevine there by Hua. Now with both men on their feet, trying to go for a standing guillotine is Craig, pressing Hua's ass against the fence, and now trying to knee the head of Shogun.
Maybe go for a front choke.
He's trying to pull off that guillotine, and Craig trying to land those knees, trying to break open the hands of Hua. In trouble, 243.
It's not a great position
Can
for
Shogun
Hua.
survive the round? It's looking bad, and trying to get out of the submission attempt, rolls over in the choke still, trying to find a way out, and somehow Shogun gets out of the choke, but Craig maintaining positioning.
Hua used his he managed to not stay still. He knew the choke was coming. Used his leverage to just swing around to make sure that he couldn't crank on that neck. He's still in bad position, but he got away from that guillotine choke. And he's still trying to get out of it as Craig throws some hammers to his head, but he manages to get out of it. They're both up.
Both men are standing, and it seems like, according to my personal instant feedback, I'm saying Hua, and it sounds like Hua, like Dice says. Takedown attempt by Craig again, pressing Hua against the fence and gets him down. 154 and going again for that guillotine, Harry. Trying to lock in that choke, trying to get the submission, and now trying to take the back of Shogun. He's got the back, trying to go for the RNC. Trying to finish this with 140 left to go in round number 1. Can Hua survive? Can he stay in the top 15? He is trying to fight out of it. He's out of the submission and now in top position as Paul Craig is trying to fight out of his back, interlocking his arms against the back of Mauricio Hua. Minute 25 left to go in round number 1, and Hua in top position, but Craig interlocking his legs around the left leg of Hua.
Hua smartly, during as he was going for that rear naked choke, Hua made sure he had one arm up to ensure that he couldn't just grab the neck, and that's the way he was able to switch the positioning, because right now he's on top of Craig, and Craig just trying to wrap his legs around, but he's in bad position. A couple hammer fists from Hua.
And now Hua in some sort of Jackson Pollock-esque body positioning.
They are playing Twister.
Yeah, the legs of Craig are entrenched around the leg of Hua. That left leg is completely grapevined, and now trying to find a way out of it, is Mauricio Hua. Pushing his head against the nose of Paul Craig. 34 seconds left to go. This is why this fight went to a draw the last time, Harry. 30 seconds left to go in the round, and both of these guys here trying to find an opportunity, and now Craig, and then from the bottom trying to go for an armbar. A minute 22 in ground control time for Craig. A minute 08 for Hua with 15 seconds left to go, and both men look gassed.
Well, so there's been a lot of submission and grappling techniques that I've never seen, including this grapevine around the legs. Oh, a couple hammer fists from Hua, but the round will come to an end, and the referee Herb Dean will separate the two.
How do you judge that round?
That was so evenly split.
It's a 9-9 round.
Yeah.
Like, if you give anybody that round, I would probably give it to Craig up until the last 90 seconds.
See what his corner says. I can't understand it, even though I speak English. It's a very thick Scottish accent, far beyond my control. Let's see. You have control. Be patient, they're telling him to Paul Craig. I think they're speaking Gaelic, or what's the...
Scottish?
Is it Scottish? Well, there we go. As we saw the highlight package here, Paul Craig with an amazing takedown.
Take a look at the chat here. Toker88. Homeless people are known to have the voices of angels because Bakut Nuryev is calling us homeless four eyes in the chat. Sorry that we have long hair and glasses.
Yeah, man,
Toker88 also saying draw round. Yeah,
I would say it's hard. I mean, I couldn't give it to one of them. It went back and forth. It was a real exciting round in the most interesting way. Because it
was a lot of trying to figure out who the fuck was trying to take control. We start round number 2 here. They're at the UFC Apex. We're somewhere in between 1 and 9. Low kick by Craig as we start round number 2. Another kick.
The exact same way they started the first round was kicks from Craig.
Yeah, push kick with that inside leg to the knee.
Craig looks a little leaner than Hua, even though they weighed in at the same. Let's see here. Oh, a swing from Hua.
Left hook, left jab, by Craig. Left low kick missing by Craig. Ryan Fedrick on Twitter saying 10-9, Craig in the first, and now Hua landing a couple of shots.
Let's see, both fighters back to the center of the cage. A lot of people saying 10-9 Craig. Interesting.
Up until the last 90 seconds or so, maybe the last minute or so, Craig was winning that round, but Hua found a way to almost steal it.
It's a very close fight. You got to say that.
Thanks,
Ooh.
Thomas Adams, for your nice words. Left jab landing right on the jaw.
4 minutes left in this second round here. A missed punch by Craig. Hua maintaining center control of that cage. Ooh, a side kick from Craig.
Caught him right on that right hand, and you can see there Hua's face is flush. It is very red right now after the assault and the massive amounts of oxygen he has needed in his first round. Left hook, followed almost by a right cross, and Craig head slap, tried to go for a Muay Thai clinch, and now Hua has Craig's neck, but Hua's pressed against the cage.
Craig went for a takedown, and Hua managed to grab the neck in a guillotine position, but both of them now just pressed against the cage.
Yeah, Hua trying to pull off the win here, trying to stay alive. 3:10 left to go in round number 2. Trying to sweep the leg, and he does, and Craig gets Shogun on his tuchus with his back against the fence. Now Craig trying to take the back, and he does. Hua trying to stand up in a 90-degree position on his knee. And now had Craig riding him like a backpack, trying to lock in the rear naked choke. 3 of 5 is Craig for takedown, 60% efficiency here tonight at the UFC Apex.
And Hua wiggles his way out of it again. He was in a position for a rear naked choke, and he managed to wiggle it out, and both of them are back up.
A knee and a left landed by Craig. Hua trying to stuff a takedown, trying to get him down to 50% efficiency. 2:30 left to go in the round, and Hua had an opportunity to go for a guillotine, Harry, but he's still trying to fight that takedown defense against Paul Craig.
Both the fighters gassed to the gills here. Again, that took a lot out of both of them, and it's understandable, but there is 2 minutes left in this second round.
While Craig had a win in his last fight against Antigulov, the interesting thing, Harry, about Paul Craig, he's not had a multiple fight win streak in the 4 years inside the UFC. So the last 4 years, he's not been able to compile a multi-fight win streak. This would be his first multi-fight win streak since joining the UFC. I've just said the same thing 5 times, made it 53. Let's go in round number 2, and now Craig has Shogun on his side again. Trying to take the back is Craig, trying to jump up in the top 15 at 205 pounds.
Hua trying to keep his arm position, but that left him open to a couple side punches from Craig, rather. Hua got a couple punches taken. Oh, some more hammer fisting from Craig.
And he's punching the side of the head, not punching the back of the head. Our referee for this fight, Herb Dean, and Hua's tapped! Shogun has tapped! So it is a submission via punches, and Mauricio Hua will take the loss here and go to 27-12-1. Paul Craig will get his 14th professional victory. And Harry, this was an interesting fight to say the least.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just an interesting finish as well. At one point, Hua had just put his ears up almost just to cover his ears in a hear no evil sort of stance, and just kept taking the punches until he tapped. Did he tap, or did Herb Dean stop it? I know I heard Herb Dean say you got to move.
He tapped. I saw his hand tap. He tapped.
We'll watch the replay. I'd be interested to see it here. Let's see as they show highlights of the second round there. Hua goes for a knee, but gets taken down.
That single leg takedown
by Craig.
Immediately into side control. Tried to pull the choke.
This might be from earlier. Oh, no, there we go. He tried to get a rear naked choke, and then he found himself and just started hammering. And let's see the hand. I'm trying to see if he taps. He does tap. He does tap. Herb Dean gave him an opportunity, told him to keep moving, but I've never seen somebody tap. I mean, it's understandable. Certainly, those were vicious fists from Paul Craig. And the body position, he was right on top of his back, and just gave up on the rear naked choke and chose to hammer fist until he won, and it paid off. And now Paul Craig will move on to
move up in the rankings.
14-4-1 now.
And he'll probably double jump Hua there in the top 15. And thanks to Andrew Watson, 71 on the Twitter machine. This is dope. Thanks, boys. Well, you're welcome.
Hey, thank you for joining us.
And what is the official decision there, Harry?
Let's see here. 36 seconds, round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Paul Bear Jew Craig. And some sportsmanship between the two. Obviously, very disappointed is is Hua. Mauricio Shogun Hua now goes to 27-12-1. It's not been great for Shogun Hua the last couple of years here.
Yeah, it's kind of shitty to see. And also Paul Craig getting his first winning streak in the UFC. Good for him. And he's been given a is that a belt or is that a shirt?
What did you in his hands?
Yeah,
I believe a shirt. Or no,
it's a tartan.
A tartan. Okay.
Good for him.
And representing Scotland, and this being the apex in UFC, they will not do the interviews inside the octagon. Instead, they will do them via headset in a separate location.
Swan Keeper 5 saying one last paycheck in the Bloody Elbow chat. Amber Leland saying he should go to one, join TRT Tour and Vera in the ranks of roofed geriatric Brazilians. Jesus Christ. It's a little stiff. Harry looks like Roscoe from the film Little Man.
I don't know that.
I don't know why. I don't know.
I don't know. It's a deep cut. I'm sorry. I'm sure I do. I'm sure it's insulting, but I just haven't seen it. I mean, I appreciate a deep cut though. As we see the highlights, let's see they talk to Paul Craig. Joe Rogan says, "Your composure in the two fights with Mauricio Shogun Hua, how good does this feel?" This is a thick Scottish accent. You know what? He's a legend. I had some dangerous positions, but he was just too experienced. But time is money, I think. Joe Rogan says, "What was the difference in your approach this fight as opposed to the last time you fight?" He said, "The last time," he said, "we fought on 2 weeks' notice. Not only that, the fight a year ago gave me the confidence to know I could stand and bang with him. He got 3 takedowns. But DC would say he's the best, but he said, for a Scottish guy who doesn't do that much wrestling, I think I did a bang-up job." Joe Rogan says, "More importantly, perhaps your ground positioning, your control and position was fantastic. Particularly at the end, once you secured the rear mount, we noticed that he oil checked you." Yeah, he did. That get you angry. And it seemed like Joe Rogan says that seemed like it might have had a little bit of energy to your approach. Once you got that back mount, Rogan said, you secured it, you had both hooks flat, and you pounded him. And to get a tap from strikes from a guy like Shogun Hua, that's a big feather in your cap. Paul Craig said, "For a grappler like myself, I felt I could have pushed the neck, and he was trying to create the space to get a rear naked choke, but he saw the opportunity and just dropped a big fist, and it made him tap. So that's a first for me as well," he says. Rogan says it was an undeniable victory. Congratulations on a really impressive performance over a real legend, Mauricio Shogun Hua. Enjoy it. You earned it. Paul Craig, everybody.
And to fact check, thank you to Neil in the Combat Culture chat saying Vera is Filipino, not Brazilian. And shout out to, we're wrong. We read somebody's comment and we were wrong.
No, this is America. Now it's you have to prove us wrong. How about that?
Is this how British libel law works?
Yeah, no, this is how Americans think that. We could just say anything we want, and because this is America, now you have to prove that we're crazy. How about that?
Shout out to Joe Wellwood, who got some extra kizash tonight for a TKO vet bet on Paul Craig in round number 2. Pulling off a within the distance bet as well. Right. Good for you.
I'm going to take a moment here for some to take care of something. I'll be right back. In between fights here as they show a preview.
And we're getting ready for Cynthia Calvillo versus Caitlyn Chukagian. I'm Matt Ryan. Harry Terjanian has just took a bit of a powder. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe button, as Steph is saying in the Combat Culture chat. Let us know what you're thinking. We want to know what you're talking about. We want to know what you're thinking on a card here tonight at UFC 255. I'm Matt Ryan. That's Harry Terjanian. I already said that. But we're looking around the chats right now, and I want to thank everybody for watching us from across the Combat Culture Network. You can follow me on Twitter at MRyanConsulting. We've got 4 more fights coming up for you tonight. Caitlyn Chukagian versus Cynthia Calvillo. Mike Perry versus Tim Means. And then we got 2 title fights in the flyweight division. In the women's flyweight division, it's Valentina Shepchenko going up against Jennifer Maia. And then it's Deiveson Figueiredo going up against Alex Perez in our main event. And those who are just joining us, like Chenard Pass, Mauricio Hua beat Paul Craig in our first fight. Pardon me, the other way around. Paul Craig beat Mauricio Shogun Hua in our first fight in the second round by TKO. Hernan Ruiz says he's got all the favorites for the main card on my ticket. Interesting choice. You know, the odds for Harry, the odds for the co-main event, the Shepchenko and Maia fight, I believe as of yesterday, Shepchenko was a minus 1,500 favorite.
Minus 1,500.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So you have to bet $1,500 to make $1.
That's one way to gamble. That's one way to do it.
That's one way to look at your life.
Oh, look at this.
Deiveson Figueiredo looking like a model, looking like a fanciful gentleman.
Looking like a model with cauliflower ears. If it's specialty sunglasses for people with mangled ears, he looks fantastic.
He looks like a Brazilian soccer star.
He does.
He looks like he's about to take the pitch against Kaká.
There's something with those hairstyles in Brazil. They don't mess around.
Yeah.
They start dyeing the hair at 3, I think, out in Brazil.
Shout out to Cleve James saying, love the hair, guys. Thanks for watching us on MMA
Thank
Mania.
you.
You're a sweetie muffin.
I'm still figuring out what I'm doing with this thing. I hadn't had it this long, and now I'm in for the full ride here to see how long we could do this and maybe donate to Locks of Love, but it's going to be a long time now.
Yeah. According to Joe Wellwood, Shevchenko's a minus 200 favorite.
Wow, okay, well that's changed. What changed within the last day or two here?
Just Shevchenko's a monster of a human
being. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Plus 205. Oh, no,
this is our next fight. Chukagian's the plus 205 underdog. Calvillo is the minus 265 favorite. So for me, gambling-wise, the first 2 fights were stay-away fights. Same thing. The first 3 fights on this card are huge stay-away fights for me, or unless you're putting them in a parlay, just because of the uncertainty in all of these divisions. And we've got the number 2 flyweight going up against the number 4 flyweight. The number 3 flyweight's Joanne Calderwood, who would have been fighting in the place of Jennifer Maia tonight, but she decided, fuck it, I want to fight, and then Maia subbed her with an armbar.
Oh boy. Well, yeah. That'll happen. How many times has that happened to any one of us? It's gone on.
Have you ever fought professionally in your life?
No, I was being sarcastic.
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Like
we've all been there.
Yeah, I would expect you to end up on like the undercard of a Tuesday night fights in the mid to late 90s.
I was accidentally roped into a bum fights thing by mistake, but that was just a typo that ended. But I was there. I was like, I'm already here, so let's just do it.
And the man he fought that day grew up to be Mitch Bloodgreen.
Oh jeez, I miss Mitch Bloodgreen. I want to see a 30 for 30 on Mitch Bloodgreen.
Oh,
Nobody.
ESPN at least an HBO boxing documentary.
ESPN refuses to answer my emails. What are you hiding, ESPN?
And Coach Mando correcting me. It's $1,500 to win $100. So if you bet $1,500, you get $100. So you're basically just you're gambling for the sake of you're just doing something for this.
Just because you hate your family?
Yeah, pretty much.
You're like I want to make sure my kids can't go to college.
It's gonna be a long night at the office, and you can hear Amber. Shout out to Alex Wall, our good buddy over in Brooklyn, on the Twitter machine at a tartan. Good for him. If you can't tune into UFC 255 or the event, thanks for the shout out, Alex. Much appreciated. You are a mensch. Play Voltage in the chat saying loving the commentary and digging the 70s drug kingpin look, guys.
Thank you. I appreciate it. That's the look I was going for. You know, this COVID thing, I don't get out as much as I used to, so apparently tonight I decided to dress as an undercover cop.
Chandar Pass saying felony fights, I still have them.
Felony fights?
Yeah. And Hernan Ruiz from Inglewood up to no good. And Cynthia Calvillo making her walk to the octagon. Harry, I'm going to get a refreshment.
There you go. As we see Cynthia Calvillo, 3-1-1 in her last 5 fights here. Looking pretty confident, taking a smooth walk here as she checks in. Let's just take a look at some of the comments. Thank you guys for joining us again. Also, just check out our social media if you want. I'm at Harry Terjanian. He is at M. Ryan Consulting. And let's see here as Calvillo gets set to check in. Pretty calm, cool, and collected here. Again, 3-1-1. In her last 5 fights, had a draw against Mariana Rodriguez. And her last win was in June against Jessica Aye.
Jessica I.
Jessica I?
Not everybody has an inflection on their names.
You would think so. But, and here we go. Yeah, they said 3-0-1 the last 4 fights. Tied for the most submission wins and tied for the 3rd most finishes in UFC strawweight history at 3.
And the most submission attempts in strawweight history with 9. Joe Wellwood comparing us to Ethan Suplee in Blow.
Oh, jeez, yeah. He's lost a ton of weight. Have you seen him lately?
Yeah, he's looking yoked.
He looks jacked. He was also in Wolf of Wall Street. Fantastic film.
I've not seen it.
I'm here to recommend films that came out in 2011, guys. That's where I'm at. I don't know if you guys have heard, but Martin Scorsese and Leonardo DiCaprio did some good work together.
Good for them.
It's a little film called Wolf of Wall Street. That's my sleeper pick of the pandemic.
I need to... The Godfather's not streaming anywhere, and it pisses me off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's odd. Yeah. It's probably on Paramount. Like Paramount is it's one of those movies that Paramount has exclusive rights to. That and Coming to America. They just keep playing that in between Bellator fights.
They're not on.
Did they finish their contract?
They're on CBS Sports Network now.
They are.
They're owned by Viacom. That happened like a month or 2 ago.
Oh, okay. So they just wrapped up. So it's either that or Bar Rescue. There's not much left on the Paramount Network. What the fuck are they doing?
I was watching a whole ton of Bar Rescue.
Bar Rescue is a great reality show.
It's a great YouTube rabbit hole.
Ah.
Yeah, like I just end up going down rabbit holes like that and Kitchen Nightmares and Caitlyn Chukagian making her walk to the cage from Quakertown, Pennsylvania. Her nickname, Harry, is Blonde Fighter. She is the Blonde Fighter. Much like Childish Gambino, she got that name in a Wu-Tang name generator.
There we go. Caitlyn is tied. 2nd most wins in UFC history, flyweight history at 5. 2nd most significant strikes in UFC flyweight history at 459.
You know, we had friends, people we know on Bar Rescue.
We did. Who's on Bar Rescue?
Known mixologist expert and bar attendee James Norton.
Oh, Jim Norton and Sam
Roberts. Noted drinkers Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Well, I don't want to say the notes that Jim Norton had for the bar, but is that there were too many women. Like in the bar. Yeah, I didn't see that episode. You saw that episode that they were just randomly like the special celebrity guests?
Yeah, they were just chosen for some reason.
I'll probably get their name out there so we talk about it. Bar Rescue, good, but this is not a Bar Rescue. When are we doing the Bar Rescue commentary?
When they get
Bloody
new
Elbow. Yeah.
When John Taffer says we need you guys to be experts.
Oh, John Taffer's leaving the van. He's leaving the secret hidden camera van.
Look at the tail of the tape. Calvillo 33, Chukagian 31. Chukagian with a 5-inch height advantage and a 4-inch reach advantage. 5'9" to the 5'4" of Calvillo. 68-inch reach advantage to the 64-inch reach of Calvillo. Chukagian coming in at 126 on the scale and 124.5 on the scale for Cynthia Calvillo.
And Bruce Buffer.
And be sure to share the link on YouTube, wherever you're watching us, however you're watching us. Be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. Do whatever you can to join us here tonight live across the internet. We are on the Combat Culture Syndication Network. We're on the Combat Culture MMA Mania and Bloody Elbow YouTube channels. We're on the Dog Sports Network as Olive is broadcasting in the background. We're on Bloody Elbow's Facebook and MMA Mania's Facebook. We're on the Combat Culture Twitch, and we're on the MMA Mania Periscope page. Periscope still exists, Harry.
There we go. And we are still on it. If it still exists, we're part of it. Follow us on MySpace.
Shout out to Amber Leland, Little Yimmy running his 1920 exclusive speakeasy. Double guns.
It's a weird code. I mean, you think it's a verbal code, you just have to press your penis against the little sliding door window, and that's how you get in.
The code for that is yellow discipline.
Yeah. There you go. Shout out to Jim Norton.
Oh, Lord. Wow.
Also the host of the UFC podcast.
Yes, the official UFC podcast. Ain't that a bitch?
It's a weird one.
We've been in broadcasting literally half of our lives. And this... Joseph Williams, Trump 2020, great YouTube name, asking us to post feet. Okay. And here we go, round number 1. It is an interesting crowd here tonight. Low kick by Calvillo starting this one out. Chukagian controlling the center of the octagon.
Let's see. Calvillo controlling the center of the octagon still. It's a little bit of both fighters trying to find the rhythm here.
20 seconds gone by in the round. Left hook landed by Calvillo. Trying to find an opening. Low kick by Chukagian.
Calvillo goes for a combination.
Trying to find range here. The smaller fighter in Calvillo. Chukagian, a big opportunity missed by Chukagian. Calvillo leading hard with a right hand, leaving the barn door wide open. Chukagian had mistimed the shot beforehand. Back fist attempt by Calvillo. These guys are swinging wildly here in the women's flyweight division, both trying to line themselves up for a title shot. Single leg attempt by Calvillo gets Chukagian up, but Chukagian, the taller fighter, finding a way to get right back up and standing in the center of the octagon.
Oh, another combination by Chukagian. Return by Calvillo. Both fighters back to the center. It's a little semi fast-paced round here. Both fighters exchanging a couple combinations, checking in and then checking back out.
3.5 minutes left to go in round number 1. Both dance a weird side punch attempt by Chukagian.
Side punch slash back fist.
That was weird. That looked like a backhanded slap attempt.
Looks like when you go for the handshake and the other person goes for the pound. And then you switch it halfway through.
Chukagian landed a right flush to the face of Calvillo. And Calvillo trying to keep a pocket going, trying to utilize her lack of range and lack of distance. And Chukagian trying to throw some shots here. Nothing really landing here at 2:51 left to go. Left hand. That left landed by Chukagian.
Some more combinations from Calvillo. But nothing really definitive here so far in this first round. We'd have to go to the number of strikes.
The thing is, she's trying to find. Both of these fighters are trying to find the pocket, and it's harder for Calvillo because she has that significant height and size differential. Tried for the takedown, almost fumble fucked herself, slid right into it with Chukagian taking top position.
But both fighters back up, right to the center of the octagon.
Almost got slipped into a submission, right landed by Calvillo. 2:10 left to go in round number 2. There's this weird dance between both fighters, Harry, where they're trying to find the rhythm. This is a feeling out round for sure, but it feels like both fighters don't know how to assert control. If I was Chukagian's corner, I would be telling them to press, use your size, use your length. Calvillo not being able to find a way inside is a huge advantage for her, and she's not been able to pick up on it. Left-right combination, and Chukagian leaning into shots, leaving herself open for the smaller fighter.
See, she's landing a couple front kick from Calvillo with a side kick by Chukagian. Another low kick from Calvillo.
Minute 28 left to go in the round. Calvillo's back against the octagon. Chukagian controlling the center.
Let's see here, both fighters just kind of pacing.
Can kick missed by Chukagian. Left-right combination landed by Calvillo after the missed left by Chukagian. Punch to the body by Calvillo. Tried to go for a leg sweep attempt. Did Calvillo, not landing. A minute left to go in round number 1 of 3 in the UFC Women's Flyweight division. Tried to go for the body, and then upstairs did Calvillo. Landed with the left to the head, but barely. Head kick missed by Chukagian. Low kick missed by Chukagian. Chukagian feels like she hasn't been able to get off the blocks in this round and just ate a 1-2 combination from Calvillo.
A front and side kick from Chukagian. Another front kick, but a combination from Calvillo.
She keeps going for the right to the ribs, left to the jaw. So that's the combination for Calvillo that we're gonna need to watch out for the rest of this fight. And Chukagian feigning that right leg kick and then leans in and then gets pieced up by Calvillo.
Let's see what her corner will have to say. 15 seconds left in this first round. And Calvillo picked up the pace here, definitely landing more strikes.
And then a head kick. Chukagian keeps feigning shot, and then going for a big swing and missing. It's kind of getting repetitive, and that'll be the end of round number 1. And Harry, it felt even up until the last 2 minutes or so, and I'd have to give that round to Cynthia Calvillo.
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's see what the corner has to say. Calvillo's corner. How you feeling? I feel good, she says. Don't be sorry. Listen, couple deep breaths. Glad you feel good. We're kind of hanging in that B range. We make it A. I don't know what that means. B range turns into A range. And let's see here. I don't know. I'm trying to get the advice here. I'm not sure.
Let's take a look at the chat here. Shout out to Amanda Sanchez Najara. I didn't know y'all were a bloody elbow. You never let me down with the fight play-by-play. Thank you, guys. Well, thank you for joining us. And shout out to the hundreds of people joining us here tonight across. Big Ed wants us to let the dog out. We'll see Olive a little bit later on in the broadcast. Amber Leland asking, a Swan Keeper asking, is he Russian or Armenian? I think that's you, Harry.
Oh, me? I'm Armenian. Yeah, I'm part Armenian. Just like I assume Chukagian is. But we'll see. Start around 2.
Ladarius Greer asking what beer I'm drinking. I'm drinking a Voodoo Ranger IPA. Chukagian controlling the center of the octagon. Harry with Maia pacing around. This is the exact playbook of the first round. Spinning back kick by Calvillo, landing to the chest. And Chukagian feigning those lefts again and not landing. Spinning back kick landed by Calvillo. Just now trying to get points like it's a kata. The World Karate Championships down in Orlando.
Couple swings from Chukagian, feigning no strikes landed. She goes for another headshot.
Alexander Volkanovski saying he's got Cynthia Calvillo. Kevin Holland rooting for Caitlyn Chukagian in this fight. 4:15 left to go in round number 2. According to Jed Goodman, Caitlyn Chukagian is now minus 200. Cynthia Calvillo plus 150 in live in-fight wagering. And a quick punch leg kick combination by Chukagian landing. Calvillo checking another kick, almost taking down Chukagian. 3:56 left to go. And Chukagian keeps opening up the door and letting Calvillo, the smaller fighter, get inside with 1-2 shots. And a body kick again.
Chukagian.
Chukagian really trying to box here against Calvillo, not using her size, not using her range, hunching down and getting to the same size of Calvillo. If you looked at it from a force perspective, you'd see these fighters are the same size. Calvillo landing a left shot again. Chukagian eating another quick body shot that right to the body, left to the head.
And slowly Calvillo racking up the strikes and, dare I say it, the points here. If this continues at this pace, there's still another 3 minutes left.
And if I'm Chukagian's corner, I'm seeing that right to the body, left to the head. Right to the body, left to the head. And she's letting her guard down long enough to let Calvillo hit that combination.
She throws a jab from Chukagian. Going for a little bit of different shakeup. Another left jab attempt. Calvillo just trying to measure the punch. Now Chukagian landing a couple punches in a row.
Landed 2 quick lefts to the top of the head of Calvillo, but nothing really landing outside of that.
And there we go. More kind of the same. I think Calvillo landed an inside kick to the thigh.
And you can see some bleeding in the nose of Calvillo. The left side of her nose, the bridge of her nose, like right where my glasses are, is where she's bleeding from. That's a good sign for Chukagian. She's got to keep the pressure going. She's not able to kind of keep consistent pressure. And lands a quick left hook.
There we go. More of the same.
The dog just wants to not be in the pen, which is why people are asking, let the dog out. This is why she's barking. She's going to nap in a little while.
There we go. A miss there from Calvillo as far as a kick goes.
Quick left-right combination by Calvillo.
Let's see here. More of the same. Calvillo's starting to really bleed on that bridge of her nose. They're trying to reduce the swelling above her right eye, and now it's the bridge of her nose that's busted open a little. And then it almost looks like Chukagian's trying to target a little more, but there's something off about her rhythm as far as her combinations all the first 2 rounds here.
According to our Boone on Twitter, if you look at live odds, you'd think Calvillo is done. I really don't see it that way. Calvillo she's got a little swelling on her right eye and a little bit of bleeding from her nose, but she's been able to kind of break through Chukagian's wall.
Well, again, that live betting range was after the first round, though.
Yeah.
It's been more of the same with Calvillo. Again, there's something seems to be off the rhythm as far as Chukagian's going.
Flying left hand by Calvillo, not landing.
And here we go, more back and forth in the center of the octagon as we approach 30 seconds left in this second round. And Calvillo, if you look at the strikes here on the screen,
she's landed 27 to the head. Calvillo landing 21 to the head. 5 to the body by Chukagian, 10 by Calvillo, and 11. What was it?
Let's see the number there, but it's been Calvillo's landed some more significant strikes. And more back and forth. 10 seconds left. A high kick from Chukagian, blocked by Calvillo.
Right now, the odds are minus 670.
That's the end of the second round.
What do you think of that round, Harry?
I think Chukagian landed a lot more than she did in the first round, but so did Calvillo.
I can see this a 10-9 round either way. I feel like that's a little...
Calvillo's corner, Chukagian's corner is, you're doing great. Before you're doing... Now you're backing up one. Double the ones. So asking, instead of combinations, just get the quick strikes in there.
Yeah, just jab, jab, jab.
Instead of trying to go for 3, he's saying you're doing better with going with the single shots than... Yeah. So stay in that, within that range is what he's saying. Let's go harder on the face this round is the note from Chukagian's corner, which makes sense because she's already busted open.
She's a little pinataed in the face, and this is going to be the first fight of the main card to go to the third round. We are here at the UFC Apex, and now they've got fancy graphics. Like, they're doing the fancy graphics now. They didn't do the fly-in tail of the tape for this fight.
See, third and final round starts here. Both fighters to the center of the cage. Again.
Chukagian controlling the center of the octagon. Left-right combination by Calvillo. Left hand not landing by Chukagian. Shout out to Government Bill, and sorry, Marathon Refrigeration. The dog is now quiet, so we hope you stick around. 4:30 left to go. That dog is the most beautiful dog on the planet, and she's apologized for being loud. Chukagian controlling the center of the octagon, left to the body and not landing. And that's been the story of this fight. Like, Chukagian controlling the center, not really allowing a lot, but then just opening the barn door, which she just did right there to a low kick by Calvillo.
Chukagian throwing a couple low kicks herself. Nothing too impactful. But we'll see. Calvillo pacing around. Oh! Chukagian grabbed the Calvillo kick and went for a punch, but she shook out of it. Yeah, you can see Chukagian going for more single strikes instead of combinations, just like her corner told her to.
And both of the fighters' hands are pretty much down. They're both in position to kind of just throw shit.
Oh, they're maybe a little bit exhausted on both fighters. They've thrown a lot of punches. It's been mostly strikes, so not too... I don't even know if there was a huge takedown attempt. Maybe at one point in the first round, if I recall.
And a weird, like a batting right hand by Chukagian here. This fight is a weird fight. This is a weird fight that's probably going to go to the scorecards, and I'm probably not going to be happy with the result.
Well, let's see. We got still have 3 minutes left. It's been a very slow-paced round here. Chukagian feigning a kick.
She completely whiffed on that can kick and then threw a left-right combination that hit nothing but air.
Yeah, again, her rhythm's been a little off. A front kick from Chukagian. And they cut into the corner, telling her to take the 16. Oh!
Quick left-right combination by Chukagian landing. Spinning head kick missing completely by Calvillo.
Joe Rogan is talking about how his cornerman shouting too many things, which makes sense.
Left right by Calvillo, opening up to a left hook to the jaw by Chukagian.
Let's see. Oh, a front kick missed by Calvillo.
Right hand not landing by Chukagian. 2:07 left to go. We're calling the fight as it happens, folks. So we're sorry that we're a little just kind of quiet during this fight.
I mean, it's been a very slow sort of pace. Even though there's been a lot of strikes. Oh, nice, good combination by Chukagian. It's been a very slow-paced fight, even though it had a lot of strikes in it, if that makes sense. It's just repetition, combination, single strike, combination, and not...
It's a metronome fight, as we say that. Chukagian trips Calvillo, but Calvillo gets right back up. And I think that right now it feels like Chukagian's going to win on point. That first round went to Calvillo for Chukagian. She took round 2, in my opinion, and now is kind of winning in round number 3. Joe Wellwood saying these judges suck. It's Vegas. That's pretty much my comments on any of that.
Let's see. Well, we haven't gotten the scores yet. How do we know the judges suck? Oh, just in general?
Yeah, because of the card so far tonight. Minute 10 left to go in the round.
In the prelims. Okay, yeah. I see what you mean.
That's Joe Wellwood saying that, not me.
Okay, fair enough.
Not Matthew Ryan, the man who plays Matt Ryan on this show. Standing under a minute left to go. And Calvillo really just trying to find an opportunity here. No one's really going to get the stoppage here. This fight's going to go to a decision. It's more of a countdown here and just trying to amass as many points as possible.
Unless someone does something drastic in the last 40 seconds, which would break the pace that has been maintained in these 3 rounds. And
and here we had a grapple attempt or a takedown attempt by Calvillo. Chukagian fought her way out of it. A few knees were thrown. And then that punch to the body, punch to the head. That combo again by Calvillo. And then a punch to the jaw and a punch to the side of the head on a left-right combination by Calvillo. Quick combination again by either fighter, nothing really doing damage. And then a quick shot to the body, left-right to the body by Chukagian. Calvillo looking like the fighter who's worse for wear here. And that will be the end of 3 rounds. We have gone the full 15, Harry. We will go to the scorecards, and it looks like it'll probably be a win for Caitlyn Chukagian.
I could see that, yeah. I mean, the second round was fairly even. But let's see. You never know with the judging here. But, I mean, definitely Cynthia Calvillo looks definitely worse for wear.
Yeah.
Between the 2 fights. I mean, there's some great combinations landed for sure by Calvillo, but Chukagian landing some good front kicks here. A nice combination there as we see in the highlights package, and we're going to go to the scorecard with Bruce Buffer very shortly, who's dressed as Frankie Valli of the Four Seasons tonight.
Don't want to get copyright struck.
I don't think they're going to struck for you. Kiss singing it, right?
Yeah.
You can?
Yes. Amber Leland saying, this is Matt Ryan here, the man who plays Mopey on the show. Linger longer.
Oh, wow.
This is someone who probably knows us from our past lives. Thanks to R. Boone for saying that was on FanDuel. Harry, we're going to the scorecards here. Let us know who is winning or who has won this fight.
Bruce Buffer reading the results. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecard for the decision. All 3 judges scored the contest 30-27 by the winner by unanimous decision, Caitlyn Chukagian. I'm sorry, I was trying to hear what Bruce Buffer was saying. Caitlyn Chukagian. 30-27. Every
29-28, I would give it. I would give it 29-28.
I mean,
that first round, I think, was Calvillo's, but yet again, they might have seen stuff we weren't seeing. But Caitlyn Chukagian gets the win. She goes to 15-4.
That fight fell a lot closer.
Yeah. Well, 10-9 rounds across the board, but I do feel like it was a 29-28 fight.
Right, yeah. Let's see. Bruce Buffer is everywhere. Miss Caitlyn Chukagian. Yep, celebrating here. she'll go off. She'll now move to 15-4. And unfortunately, Cynthia Calvillo, will now go to 9-2. Very happy Caitlyn Chukagian, as we see some of the highlights here. A lot of combinations from Calvillo. Let's see here. She did throw a lot of strikes here. A lot of these highlights are from the later portions of the fight, though.
And the thing that got me in this fight was that Chukagian kept opening herself up for combinations.
Yeah.
That's what made the fight closer to me. Yet again, I am not a judge. I'm just a fat man drinking a beer in my apartment.
That's true.
But let's take a look at the stats
says on your business card.
Head strikes, Chukagian landing 49-27 by Calvillo, but it gets much closer in terms of body and leg strikes. Calvillo landing 12 body strikes and 12 leg strikes, while Chukagian landed only 6 and 15. Now, the numbers obviously way more towards Chukagian, but if you look at the entire body of the fight, it was that 1-2 combination, that right to the body, left to the head, that was consistent by Calvillo throughout the rest of this fight.
And here we go. Rogan asking Caitlyn Chukagian. Caitlyn, congratulations on an excellent performer. How good does it feel to get this victory just 6 weeks after your last fight? She says, it's amazing. To have an easy win like that is just amazing. Rogan says she looks sharp. Her timing was on point. Do you ever get confused when Mark Henry's yelling out all those crazy codes and names? You can hear him so clearly tonight. Her corner. She says, I follow him really well. Everything he says, I do. What is a Pinot? Oh, she's saying, I can't tell you that. You got to come and train. Joe Rogan's asking, what is a Pinot? When we spar, we don't know him. Okay. Rogan said, you had such a great time tonight with your distance and range. Were you surprised that Cynthia wasn't able to make any adjustments to close the distance effectively on you? She says, absolutely not. It's just back to the basics. My style matches really great. Footwork, boxing, and movement, and takedown defense. Thanks to my husband. And everything worked out great. It's a perfect fight. It's a lot easier to do this during sparring sessions, I guess, listening to the instruction. Rogan saying, you're still at the top of heap of this division. This moves you one closer to another shot at the title. Give us your thoughts on that. How this could be different. Things could be different the next time. She says, it'll be different due to more experience. The more I fight, the more I learn, the more I grow. In between each fight in the camps. If they want to give me someone else, I gladly take it. Whoever wants to fight as soon as possible. Taking December off, but I'll fight anyone. Keep putting me down as a 2-1 underdog. I'll keep fighting and I'll keep winning. And Rogan says, congratulations on an outstanding performance. And then she says, I want my husband to have a grandma pie ready. It's a grandma pizza pie from Long Island, says Chukagian.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Well, I'm a fan.
Terrence Hypno Nipple, which is probably my favorite name on YouTube. Two gorgeous albino Emmanuel Yarbo fetuses. I don't know what the fuck that means, but that's a beautiful collection of words. Your dad, saying, I can't tell if Matt and Harry are fat or buff. LOL, entertaining guys. I'll subscribe. At least he's subscribing.
It was one of each, but I'll take you. You can guess which one. Let's see here as we see Tim Means.
Thank you for the compliment, Kevin Silvello. Play Voltage. Have you guys never seen a Chukagian fight before? We've seen plenty of Chukagian fights.
Yeah, I watched it.
But still, like, it's more of the...
It just seemed like the timing was off, but apparently everyone else saw a different fight than what we saw. I don't know. Rogan said the timing was sharp, everything was good, but it didn't seem that clear to me.
At least the first round. The first round didn't seem clear to me. As it got deeper into the second round and into the third, it did feel like that was going to be kind of a set structure for the fight. Because Chukagian just she started to establish distance and land more shots, but in that first round, it felt like Calvillo could take the fight.
That's what it felt like to me, but not to the judges, apparently. They, 30-27, the whole fight. Well, I mean, it doesn't matter. That's what the judges felt like. It was unanimous all the way through. I didn't think it was that dominating, but we move on as we see some highlights.
Curtis Blades will be fighting next weekend. But you know what else next weekend? I will be here on Combat Culture. I'll be joined by our friend and your broadcast partner on Catalyst Wrestling, Stephen James.
A fine broadcaster.
He'll be sitting next to me.
It'll be a lot of fun.
It's his birthday next week, too.
All right.
And you just celebrated your 97th birthday, yes?
That's true. Well, yeah, yep. I use the metric system. So
he ages in dog years.
There we go. I'm still alive, and I lick my own genitals. It took me a long time to do it, but God bless DDP Yoga.
Yes, your dad asking, is that a Rolly you're wearing?
No, I don't. It's an Invicta. I would never get a Rolex.
I will take a Rolex. Amount of money.
I'll get one for free if you send it.
If you would like to send me a Rolex, tweet me at MRyan Consulting or DM me at MRyan Consulting and let me know you would like to give me a Rolly to. Gold all in my chain, gold all in my watch. That would be like how I would like to walk into 2021 with a gaudy dookie chain and a Rolex the size of Steve Mongo McMichael's hand.
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, I've never thought about getting one. It's just crazy. I don't know. I'm cheap.
What
can
you would
I
call
say?
Poor.
Yeah, so am I. I didn't grow up with money. That's why I have an Invicta. They're pretty good watches. Pretty good watches. They look nice, and it fooled this prick. Nah. Fooled this idiot.
And thanks, Jay Anthony.
Thank you for the nice compliment.
And Jay Anthony with more nice words. Matt and Harry, you are awesome. Keep up the good work, fellas. If I can't watch the fights, I want to hear you guys call on them.
Thank you.
Well, if you want to buy the fights too, click the link in the description, and then you can watch along with us, and then just mute us and listen to the commentary. We're not the worst, but yeah, this coming Saturday, next Saturday will be
Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.
Funeral, a live pay-per-view funeral.
So you think that Roy Jones is going down?
I don't know what to think. I really don't know what to think because we were both raised on Mike Tyson fights. Mike Tyson fights are fucking psychotic messes. Like, this is going to be bad. Either way, this is going to be an interesting human psychology test.
I mean, it's going to be entertaining. That and also the undercard. Let's not forget the tremendous undercard. A virtual boxing clinic between former NBA slam dunk contest winner Nate Robinson and social media pariah Logan Paul.
That's effective.
We'll see. That is the undercard. So
R. Boone on Twitter saying, "I must be poor. I thought Invictus were nice. They are. That is a nice watch. They are nice watches.
I'm not saying they're not nice watches, but they're not in the as far as the cost.
Yes.
They're not in the
comparison
vein of a Rolex.
Like a Rolex does not a Rolex costs more than everything I've ever owned in my life.
I've never understood I don't understand spending money on a lot of crazy stuff. But a Rolex would be nice, maybe one day. But it'd probably be a gift. I don't know. Can't spend
to Combat Culture. Your option, we'll give them the Joe Budden option.
Okay.
Re-sign us and give us Rolexes, or send us the YouTube plaque. There's only two options.
There we go.
We did get them to 101,000 subscribers in that last show.
Whose address is listed on the thing? How does that work?
I don't know.
What if somebody just forgot to change the address and it's in like...
Well, it might be sent to the main offices, which are in Lower Manhattan, and take me 20 minutes to get there. So I'm just maybe standing in their lobby every day.
So it could be there right now under a bunch of Amazon packages on the front doorstep of the headquarters?
But next week's card, why is this fight not on tonight's card? What? Curtis Blades and Derek Lewis.
I would have wanted to see that fight.
I want to watch that fight. I want to call that fight. What the fuck? Dana? What the fuck, Sean Shelby? What? Mick Maynard's a piece of shit for that. God damn you.
I'm sure there's a reason for it. I can't imagine that Dana...
would fuck us like this?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is a very light card as far as significant names go.
And a shout out to J-Dog. Never seen this channel before, but wanted to catch the fights as well. Thanks for some entertaining commentary and keeping the spirit on.
Well, thank you very much.
You are a sweetie. Daniel Shaw says, I don't wear a watch. I don't believe in watches. I'm sorry. Goddamn right, Daniel. You're right. You are right. Watches in 2020 are fucking dumb. No offense to you for wearing your thing,
right.
But we both have iPhones. We can know what time it is. I don't need to be flaunting things that make my wrist way down. I need to be aerodynamic in these streets, Harold.
Let's be honest. There's never, ever been a reason to wear a ring or a chain. What does a chain do? It's a piece of jewelry. Let's be honest. But I'll tell you this. When you start wearing the watch, you do start looking at your wrist for the time a little bit more. And it's a lot easier than pulling out your phone.
Shout out to Marathon, who just dumped in $10 into the super chat.
Sweet, $10.
We would do a lot for $10.
For 10 more of those, you can get a low-end Invicta during Christmas time. I'm not even sponsored by Invicta. They're fantastic watches.
Yes.
Help us out, Invicta.
If you are an alcohol or beer distributor or someone who makes anything, we have a photo of Bill Hicks and Big Mac from the Clerks cartoon on our thing.
Yeah.
And a photo of chubby Puppy Sotilli, who was an amazing dog, a Bernie Sanders thing.
A Funko Pop, yeah.
Yes, a Funko Pop. And out of range is a framed photo of Bobby Bonilla. So we are for sale. This show is for sale. I feel like Al Franken on Weekend Update. You can send money. My Venmo.
Yeah. Well, and in lieu of money, you can also follow all our social media accounts, all our other endeavors.
No, not in lieu of, along with money.
Along with, excuse me. You can follow me at Harry Terjanian. You can go to my YouTube page, see some of my stand-up. Follow me on all social media at Harry Terjanian. You can also listen to my podcast, Man School 202, Sex and Relationship Advice, a comedy podcast. It's fantastic. Episodes up on YouTube right now.
You can also watch Catalyst Wrestling, which is what most of my life and money have gone into for the past 4 years. Every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Gas Digital, as well as every Wednesday at 7:30 on Fight TV. And if you live in Canada, the United States of America, the UAE, or in Saudi Arabia, you can watch us every week on the Fight Network. Check your local listings for more information on Catalyst Wrestling. And the DVD live at Skankfest featuring Harry, Ari Shafir, Louis J. Gomez, Going Through a Damn Door, as well as current Catalyst champion Colby Corino. You can get that DVD at Walmart or on Amazon.com. Right now, Tim Means making his walk to the cage. He's 3-2 in his last 5, Harry. He's not had a winning streak since 2016.
Oh, boy.
His last loss was a loss to Daniel Rodriguez, who fought on the undercard of tonight's card at Rio Rancho in February, one of the last UFC cards before the lockdown in March. He's knocked out 19 opponents, 5 submission wins, and 6 wins by decision for a 30-12-1-1 record.
Wow, well, okay. This is, again, one of those sleeper fights. Anything could kind of happen here. Again, Mike Perry coming off that win against Mickey Gall in June, of course. One of my notes here is that he's a legit crazy person.
That's a Mike Perry reference. Mike Perry fought an old dude at a Chili's back in July.
Okay, and that was sanctioned by who?
Alcohol
was that
and anger.
Bellator? Or Pride? Was that the last
Yes,
Pride fight?
That was the last Pride fight. The Pride came back, sanctioned a fight in a Chili's parking lot. They felt God in that Chili's, Harry. Tim Means 24 of 30 wins by finishes. As we said before, 16 first-round finishes. So 16 of those 24 wins came in the first round. 9 most significant strikes in welterweight history. Let's dip into the chat really quick.
And also doesn't like to spend money on haircuts. Okay.
Yeah. Swankeeper 5, you guys are still hawking Bobby Bonilla every day. Can't stop, won't stop.
I mean, he's the best genius in all of baseball.
Swankeeper 5, that was BJ Penn. No, he fought an old dude he fought a person his own age in a Hawaii bar parking lot. Amber Leland saying put an Aztec sundial in your backyard. That's an option.
That's one way to tell time, but
yeah,
it's just you can't carry it everywhere. I mean, you'd have to bring a chick back to your place to impress her with the sundial.
Yeah, take a look at my sundial. And Mike Perry walking to the cage with his girlfriend and another corner person, trying to recapture the luck from last time. His girlfriend currently pregnant.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess Mike Perry's going to be a father, and he can't wait to get that first baby face tattoo.
Yeah.
Several tattoos all over the place.
He may or may not be currently embroiled in a domestic abuse scandal with his last wife, which happened last year. 11 wins by knockout by Perry, 7 first-round finishes. 4th active takedown, highest takedown defense among welterweights in the UFC at 76.9%. He only allows 23.1% of his takedown attempts. That's a ridiculous number. Your dad saying in the chat, could you imagine having Mike Perry for a father? Nope. Well, you know what? I can.
You'd have to imagine because you didn't have one.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. So it could be a Mike Perry. You could put him in that role.
I feel like my dad wouldn't have wore face tattoos. Daniel Swall
Mike Perry
asking
singing
in the
to
chat.
Tim Means.
That sounds about right. Would Mike Perry be as popular if his name was Perry Mike or Perry Michaels? It's a fair question to ask.
I think his craziness is really what makes him so popular.
That's true.
As we go to the tail of the tape here.
Mike Perry, 29. Tim Means, 36. Means with the big height advantage, standing at 6'2" with a 75-inch reach to the 5'10", 71-inch reach of Mike Perry. Mike Perry, as we said, came in 5 pounds overweight at 170.5 pounds. Tim Means walking at 171 pounds. Perry will have to give up at least, I believe, 20% of his purse to Tim Means. So if he gets his fucking shit rocked, he did it for a lesser payday than he would have if he would have came in on weight.
There we go.
Jay Anthony, wow, this one. Mike War Machine 2.0 Perry.
Oh,
wow,
boy.
That's stiff. May not be wrong, but it's stiff. Tim Means,
fairly accurate, yeah.
According to DraftKings, is a minus 105 underdog. Mike Perry, the plus 115 favorite.
And let's see here, the introductions by Bruce Buffer. I'm just going to list different Frankie Valli Four Seasons songs while Michael Buffer does the introduction, because that's what he looks like
Bruce
tonight.
Buffer.
Bruce Buffer, excuse
Michael
me.
Buffer will be at the Tyson fight next week.
Oh, you will get Michael Buffer?
Yeah.
I love seeing Michael. It's a rare treat. Bruce Buffer. Listen to Dawn. Dawn, go away. I'm no good for you. And also, Big Girls Don't Cry. Bruce, Big Girls Don't Cry. Buffer. Mark Goddard looking a little more buff than usual. Am I wrong here?
No, yeah, he looks like he kind of looks like a buffer Michael Bisping, like a tall Mike Bisping.
There you go. Mark Goddard always looks like he should be wearing glasses. You ever see one of those people who take a photo and you can tell by the photo that they took off their glasses in a weird way?
And here we go, round number 1. Perry trying to apply pressure with his eyebrow tattoo against Means, and a quick 1-2 combination by Perry, who's in green. Tim Means in blue for those who want to know how they're color coordinating tonight at the UFC Apex. Low kick attempt by Perry, low kick by Means, quick assault by Means, landing a 1-2 combination. Perry whiffing on a leading left hook.
Let's see here. You can see the huge reach advantage for Means.
Yeah, the height and reach advantage, and Perry kind of hunching down, trying to shoot a takedown attempt. Means trying to find a way to fight out of it. His back pressed up against the cage. Perry trying to maintain position. Means trying to fight out of it, but Perry with the takedown. Now trying to go into top position with Means on his back, but Means locking the legs around the waist of Mike Perry.
Perry trying to lift him up, and he does.
Stand up.
Drops him.
Yeah, tried to go for the drop, but Means not letting go, trying to keep those legs grapevined around Perry. Perry trying to go to side control. Means now on his side, trying to find a way to get back up. The taller and more experienced fighter in a bit of trouble here in round number 1. And he gives up the back, which is bad territory for any fighter. Means in trouble here with 3:35 left to go in round number 1. Perry trying to latch that arm, trying to go for the RNC, not doing. Now on his back, Means on top of Perry, but Perry in control here, locking the legs around the back of Tim Means. Means trying to cinch that RNC. Perry trying to lock it in. Means trying to push up on the arms. Now going back to his side. Now in the fetal position, trying to little spoon Means with 3:06 left to go in the round. Means trying to fight out of it. Perry exerting a lot of energy. Punch to the face by Means from on hit to Perry from a position of on his back.
Yeah, and Means just trying to make sure he can't lock Perry can't lock those arms.
I was trying to articulate that, what is going on here.
It's like a spider trying to eat a fly. Yeah. So far, Means has managed to keep the...
Perry's trying to lock it in. It's not underneath the jaw. Means trying to push up. He's trying to use his strength to push out of it. He does, but now Perry trying to cinch in the other arm. The RNC is almost locked in, but Means pushing up at the elbow. Perry has the back of Tim Means. Could this be over with 2:22 left to go in the round? Means trying to push off here, trying to break the submission attempt. He does, and Perry trying again like a perpetual motion machine of RNCs. 2:11 left to go in the round, and Perry trying to finish this one early. Giving up the back again is Means, trying to find a way out of it, and now looking like the double fantasy cover, Means takes top position.
Oh, wow. He managed to just make sure he battled the arms. Now he's got a guillotine choke on Perry. Perry gets to his feet, and both fighters back. But that has got to have gassed Means out tremendously.
It could have gassed Perry out, too. Both men are probably tired here. With a minute 45, fuck knows I'm blown up.
And a couple combinations, some Muay Thai kicks from Means.
Yeah, landed that Muay Thai knee right to the point of the jaw. Then a right hand landed by Perry now. 92 seconds left to go in the round.
Means was tremendous in that defense, just making sure he battled relentlessly to keep those hands from clasping. And even when Perry was able to get the choke, he managed to make sure it wasn't underneath the chin. Very dangerous. On 2 separate occasions, it looked like he had gotten that rear naked choke.
Muay Thai half clinch by Perry, landing a right knee, now landing a right jab. Leading with that right jab, just trying to pepper in shots here after a weird, confounding grapple positioning on the ground. Means found a way out of it.
A wild swing from Perry that misses.
Shut up.
Back to the center.
Under a minute left to go, shot to the body by Perry. Tried to hit the liver with a right hand. Now Perry against the cage. Means missing with a kick. Right hand missing by Perry. Perry's back to the fence. Means controlling the octagon, but Perry now pressing. That's a lot of plosives. 38 seconds left to go in round number 1.
And here we go. Both fighters just kind of gassed here, just trying to throw some punches to get something going here, but neither wants to make a mistake. With 25 seconds left, they're both fighters at the center of the cage, exchanging some light punches, if I should say so.
Left-right combination by Means to the face.
All right, that's a little bit more action. A front kick from Means. Oh.
Kick to the leg by Means. Means trying to steal the end of this round. Perry throwing a flurry of punches. Kind of looking like Pampero Firpo in the face without the hair. Kick to the body missed by Perry, and that'll be the end of round number 1. That was a motherfucker of a round.
That
Harry.
was crazy, and we see the highlights here. Some great technique from Perry in the beginning to sweep the leg and flip him over, and then a couple situations here where you thought he had clinched that rear naked choke on Means, but he managed to sneak out of it. And then once they were up, some more shots to the body from Perry, and here we go into the corner, Tim Means' corner. Keep ripping him apart, says Means' corner. Just knees and elbows. Remember we talked about this controlled pressure? Remember the controlled pressure. And then Perry's corner says, get off that fence and let's get him down again. Push him through, get him down again, and just breathe.
I think that was the same lyrics to an Aaliyah song.
That's true. But you can see Mike Perry a little bit gassed. A tremendous attempt. It was so close.
Shout out to Jim Owens watching us on Facebook. Shout out to Amber Leland. Gino Hero saying, nice reference to an Argentinian wrestler. Well, why not? Jay Anthony, someone's cornering Perry, but of course his girlfriend is there. Thanks to your dad saying you guys are great giving us visual commentary. You guys deserve a lot of money for what you do. Yes, we do.
Daddy's got to buy a Rolex. There we go. A lot of jabs from Tim Means to start this round.
And Perry just trying to find an opening here.
And he's continuing to land those jabs from both hands.
Yeah, he's landing that right jab. He's just and you can see there's swelling on Perry's nose right underneath the eyes there and into the nose. And do remember that Perry walked into this fight 5 pounds overweight. Needed a body by Means after the takedown attempt by Perry was stuffed. Means finding some comfort and some range here. Head kick missed by Perry. Means now using his range might have figured out Mike Perry a little bit. As we get deeper into round number 2, trying to go for the Muay Thai clinch was Means not able to pull one off.
And missing a spinning heel kick from Perry. But Perry's busted up a little bit here. Still very focused.
That nose in that right eye is a little red, and you can see a little bit of raspberry jam there.
And Means just snapping those jabs.
Yeah,
a couple in a row here.
And then a body kick. Yeah, he's just finding the range. I think Perry's gassed after exerting all that energy trying to finish the fight early.
Oh, we can see it made a difference because Means seems okay as far as the energy goes. Perry throwing a kick that lands but doesn't have much damage on Means. Oh, a roundhouse miss from Perry.
But he slipped that right hand by Perry, though. Means is in a bit of a rhythm here. He has probably figured out Mike Perry a little bit. I will probably be wrong, but...
Oh, another jab from Means.
Just snap that right jab.
And a front kick from Means as well.
Left hook, left jab by
A couple
Perry.
of Perry's punches are not either. He's trying to feign them halfway, but they're not landing.
Yeah. And he's bleeding from his forehead too. There's a little bit of a trickle right here from the hairline. He might have gigged himself and missed a shot to the body. Did Perry with 2:53 left to go. Head strikes. Perry landing 11 means 35 so far in this fight. That is a big differential. Say over a 3-1 differential between the two.
Means checking a kick there.
Left jab landed by Perry. Stuffs it did Means and then landed a quick left hand. He's keeping that hand away. He's playing keep away with the hand. Means is utilizing his reach advantage. Kick to the body by Means. And then a quick jab. Big right hand by Perry. And now Perry trying to pile on. Trying to go for the takedown. Means trying to stuff it. Double underhooks by Means. Switches position and now is in control of Perry. And now Perry trying to shoot the takedown from a belly to belly position, but they will break and they will go to the center of the octagon with 2:05 left to go in the round.
Perry brings a lot of strength to those takedowns. Almost flips Means right over.
But he just ate a left hook and a right jab and then an elbow to the face.
Yeah, a lot more strikes from Means in this round.
He's piling up the punches. He's piling up the elbows and kicks. He's landing these strikes.
And they're pretty significant, too. And there's a little bit of power behind those jabs. There's a lot of snap to them. A lot of quick. His jab almost comes back as quickly as it goes out. Ooh!
Head kick landed by Means. Tried to follow that up with a right jab. Did not land. Perry keeping up that right hand, knowing he's bleeding from that area. Low kick by Perry to Means. 1:25 left to go in the round. Knee attempt by Means, met by a left hook by Perry. Perry trying to stay consistent. Uppercut missed. He'll eat fence as Means Olay bullshits him like a Roger Dorn liner up the line. Left hook followed up by a right hook by Means. A minute 8 left to go in round number 2.
Let's see here. A lot of focus from Means. At this point, is winning this second round pretty handily. And I think it was a smart move for Perry to go for a takedown. Some more combinations from Means. Oh, an uppercut.
That was an uppercut elbow. He dragged his forearm up the face of Perry. Perry landing shots at will now, trying to pile on the punches with 42 seconds, trying to steal this round that has been won by Means so far. Right hand not landing by Perry. Significant strikes in the first round. Means landed 26. Now he's landed 37. Perry's landed 12 and 20. So both men have increased output, but Means 11 more significant strikes landed in round 1 than in round 2 than round 1. He has found a rhythm here.
And a lot of focus. You can see the focus on his face. Yeah, good rhythm here. Perry throws out a missed punch here. 10 seconds left in this second round. Perry's going for something and then nothing. Pulls away. It seems like, a knee and a jab for Means.
Quick right jab by Means, and that'll end round number 2.
Jabs are so quick. They come back as quickly as they go out.
He has a great snap on the jab. Yeah. Let's take a look at replay here. That quick jab and then a body kick, but finding that jab again, Means found his reach and his range in this round.
Those strikes are so quick. You see the highlights, a roundhouse punch from... and the elbow from Means. As we see the highlights again. Now let's see the corner. Perry's corner. Let's be first.
Shout out to Trevor McDaniel watching us on Facebook. Appreciate it, homies. Couldn't watch it down in Arkansas. Hurts my soul. Well, we're glad. Jim Owens watching while driving a taxi tonight.
Oh, okay.
Studied at SUNY Potsdam. Shout out to the SUNY CUNY system, which I am.
Here we go. The strikes absorbed. 50 to the head from...
Perry's has absorbed 50 strikes to the head, 14 to the body, 6 to the legs. As we go to the third round, brought to you by my debilitating alcoholism.
And if that nose isn't broken, it's on its way to being there. The swelling is just... It's starting to go up on Perry's face.
For me right now, it's 20 to 18 for Means. Shout out to your dad from Arkansas and ACook_MI. Saying we appreciate your descriptive commentary. Might be the best on YouTube.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Low kick by Means. Shout out to Charles Danes watching us from Delaware. And Means trying to sweep the leg. His back is pressed up against the octagon. Quick right hands.
Let's see, Perry trying to again go for a takedown, uses the leg properly to flip him over, but Perry...
and now trying to take the back off of the takedown means getting back up to both legs, up to a vertical base, trying to get out of that belly to back positioning, switches it to belly, double underhooks by Perry, means back against the fence, trying to find a way out of it. Perry bleeding still profusely, just a little, not trickling, and then eats a right hand by Means, who finds a way out of the grapple, and now back standing with Perry's back against the fence with 4:07 left to go. A right uppercut landed by Means.
You know what Perry lacks in the size advantage, he makes up for with the strength. He's able to, it feels like he's muscling Means when he grabs a hold of him, and you get the sense that at any point if he grabs him, it could be really dangerous for Means. And that might be the only strategy for Perry to win this, to be honest, because he's losing as more jabs come from Means. A gut punch from Perry. Another jab from Perry. Perry landing some good punches here in this third round. Means starting to look like he's tiring out a little bit here. Those punches don't have the snap that they had in the first 2 rounds. Both fighters to the center of the cage.
Means trying to feint him, trying to get reach again. Throws a couple of rights, eats a right from Perry to the face. Throws a right hook right to the face of Mike Perry. Means trying to hold on here and probably take a win here against Mike Perry with 3:06 left to go. Right now, he's just got to avoid that pressure from Perry that he faced in the first round. Those grapple attempts, that takedown attempt, it turned into a whole big problem for Means, who might have taken that, who took that second round. That first round's a bit of a toss-up. I would probably give it to Perry. I did say it was 20-18, but it's probably 19-19 now, as we head into round number 3. And now both rock'em sock'em roboting each other, just throwing left and right straight to the face. Perry just absorbing shots here from Means. Lands a right hand, eats a right hand and then a left hand. Uppercut by Perry. Perry just trying to throw shots here and land, but he's eating his own shots too. Trying to turn this here into Hagler-Hearns, trying to turn this into 7 minutes of hell with 2:20 left to go. Trying to make this matter.
It's back and forth, and Means goes for a takedown.
Means shot for a single leg, did not land it. Perry's back against the fence. Means needs to find a way out of here and try to get it back to and just try to find shots to land on the center line. Perry landing shots to the midsection of Means with 2 minutes left to go now in the round. Means kneeing the knee, or the inside of the knee, of Perry, who's still pressed up against the fence. Now both men will let go. Perry's back still to the fence. Now Means using his size to control. Significant strikes. Means has landed 101 of 167 for 60% efficiency. Perry has landed 50 of 120 for 58% efficiency. It has been a back and forth fight here, but Means has been landing the more strikes, has been more efficient in his striking, and Perry has been looking the worst for it.
And his face looks the worst for it. It is starting to swell up there above, not just above, on the right eye and the nose. And both fighters kind of spent going back to the center of the cage. A front kick from Means.
Perry's starting to look like Rocky Marciano.
There we go. And Means still looking all right, but Perry looking, as we said, the worse for wear. Ooh, a nice...
He ate a right hook right to the temple, did Perry. Means landing a left.
With a minute left in this fight, trying to maintain the strategy. Just now, he's got more strength in those jabs again.
Those look like forearms landed to me, Harry. Now landing a few strikes, and a knee pushed away by Means was Perry. 43 seconds left to go. Trying it. 45 significant strikes landed in the round by Means. 26 by Perry. Low kick and then followed up by a left jab.
Perry was just eating those shots and going forward.
For me, this is Means' fight to lose. He's got to maintain control for the next 30 seconds.
Nice high kick to the chest, followed by a left jab.
Shout out to Calvin Figueiredo from Orlando, Florida, watching us tonight. 19 seconds left to go in the fight. We are going to go to our second straight fight, going to the scorecards, Harry. And this one has been, as expected, a confusing and confounding fight between two unique fighters in the UFC. Perry trying to pile it on in the closing moments, trying to steal it, trying to walk off here, and we will end with a rock'em sock'em robots. And we will go to the scorecards in a sign of respect from each fighter. Pretty solid fight here, Harry.
I think so. It was very interesting. I think if you're going to the scorecards, Tim Means should easily win this. The face of Mike Perry looks terrible. And let's see the highlights. And look at that left hook by Tim Means. Some jabs. Another hook from Mike Perry.
It was just...
And this just went at it for about 20, it feels like 30 seconds, probably 10 seconds of just back and forth action, hooks and jabs.
It was a fairly pinata of a fight.
Yeah,
it was a back and forth fight if you looked at it from an objective standpoint, but when you look into the stats and as they break it down throughout the fight, Means was the one who was the most consistent, landing the most shots. Perry was trying to land punches and bunches, but he wasn't really able to have the same dominant fight that he did in the first round, and he didn't have the same level of performance that he did in his last fight against Mickey Gall back in June. And if you look at Mike Perry's face, he looks bad. He looks like 10 miles of bad road.
Here we go. Bruce Buffer, ladies and gentlemen. After 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for decision. The judges score the card 30-27, 29-28, 29-28, and 29-28 for the winner by unanimous decision, Tim Means.
Tim Means getting the win 29-28. A unanimous decision victory for Tim Means. That's a fair assessment for me. That first round went to Perry, but rounds 2 and 3 definitely went over to Tim Means. Mike Perry drops to 14 and 7.
Well, even at the first round, I mean, he got him in the takedown, and he put Tim Means in a bad position, but Means was still able to land a lot of strikes in that first round. But as they show the highlights, I mean, just Means would just eat shots and keep moving forward. He is a strong guy. I mean, just physically strong. You could see it in his ability to grapple and snatch Means when he did get a hold of him. And Means wasn't able to shake him off at times. A very dangerous situation. And if we look at the post-fight stats here,
Perry had 1 takedown. Significant strikes, 73 by Perry, 127 by Means. But look at ground control time here. 210 for Perry and 6 seconds for Means. And all of that, I believe, came in round 1.
That is somewhat deceptive, and to some extent, I mean, well, it was a dangerous situation for Means. At some point, he was gonna find himself in a guillotine.
Yeah, and you don't judge the entire body of the fight. You judge round by round.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. And Joe Rogan interviewing, saying, "Congratulations. This was such a contrast in style between you guys. You used technique, and Mike Perry tried to bulldog you. Was this fight everything you expected? Everything minus him missing his weight," says Tim Means. He's a durable guy, and the best thing to do was to cut him up. Refers to him as a tough-ass dude. Joe Rogan says the first round he took your back and was attempting several times to do significant chokes. Did that surprise you? He said, no. I knew once he had my back, I had to be in a crazy hurry to get out of there. Or maybe he wasn't in a crazy. I heard him breathing hard, and I thought I can get up to my feet. Rogan saying, how frustrating is that he misses weight? Should something be done about this? Tim Means says, I'm not frustrated at all. He gave me almost 30 grand of his cash. He's posting all these things and sending these pictures on Instagram where he's eating cheeseburgers. I knew he wasn't serious. All it did was serve to motivate me. Some people disrespect you in words or interviews when they're sending you things on social media, trying to get your he got my attention. I want to get my hand raised. And Rogan says, you got your hand raised. Tonight you're a crafty veteran. You've been in this game. Your first UFC fight was in 2012. What keeps you motivated? What do you look forward to in the future after this beautiful? Well, Tim Means saying, eventually I thought you'd invite me to your podcast. Rogan says, let's do it.
Get that Spotify money, fam.
I lost track of this conversation. He said something about getting custody of his daughters.
What?
They're everything, and they're the reasons I fight. The reason I pay my bills.
This has become the plot of Over the Top.
Yeah. I want to win this arm wrestling contest for the custody of my kid.
Scott Norton just showed up for some reason.
And then I'm going to make the movie Oscar for some reason.
That fucking
And then stop where my mom will shoot. The early 90s are going to be a really weird time for me. But don't worry, I'll make a comeback.
Yeah, wait till the Rocky and Rambo sequels.
There we go. So we lost track of that, but it's all right. Father of 4, including his stepsons there.
Damn, good for him.
Yeah, good for Tim Means, who now goes to 31, 12, 1-1. 12, 1-1. Is that a typo? Or
no, it's a one draw, one no contest.
Yeah, correct. Sorry, I'm not used to that. A great fight by Tim Means. That was
solid performance by Means.
Great strategy and.
If he would have, I think he learned in between rounds 1 and 2 how to avoid Mike Perry.
Right.
Like if he didn't make those adjustments in between round 1 and 2, it would be a completely.
He stepped on the gas, but he did say that he could hear him breathing heavy, so he knew that he was in trouble there. So that might be, fully part of the weight gain is a lack of cardio and a lack of preparation.
Yeah.
It certainly showed. Maybe he's just going to rely on his strength. I mean, Mike Perry looked very strong physically.
Shout out to Drewies saying, "Damn, you guys are good."
Thank you.
PD North saying you guys do a good job. Respect. Thank you guys.
We appreciate you joining us. Thank you. And if you want to see more of our stuff outside of this, we got a lot of different ventures.
Yeah.
Each of us has multiple
we
jobs.
Run a massage parlor in Teaneck, New Jersey.
There we go. And once these regulations stop regulating us, we'll get back to doing what we do best, which is giving happy endings to people. But you could also check out my podcast, Man School 202. Available on YouTube and iTunes. Also some of my stand-up at Harry Terjanian and everything. And I am also the voice of Catalyst Wrestling.
Yes, you are.
And where can you see that, Matt? Where
you can see that every single Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on the Gas Digital Network. Free for everyone, but subscribers get it in HD. You can also watch it every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time before AEW and NXT on Fight, the Fight app, FITE. And you can watch it every single week on the Fight Network in Canada, the United States, and in MENA, so in the Middle Eastern areas if you live in the UAE, Dubai, or in Saudi Arabia. Check your local listings for that one. You can also buy the DVD of Skankfest 2019 on Amazon and Walmart.com.
There we go. And they're running down this card. This December 19th card on ESPN Plus looks pretty good, too.
Yeah, it's going to be Leon Edwards versus Kazmat Shimiev. Stephen Thompson will be in action in that fight.
And an appearance by Greg Hardy.
Oh, great fun. He was just in a fight a few weeks ago. Super Kami Guru saying...
He's always in a fight. It's just if he has an opponent or not.
True.
That's the difference. Sorry, go ahead.
Saying in the chat, every time Perry loses, I feel like I'm never going to see him in the UFC again for like 4 years. He did go into his hole. He's probably going to have his child and then come on out again then punch somebody at another chain restaurant. Odds-on favorite right now is Outback or Panera Bread.
Why are they missing...
there is someone...
Manel Kape?
Manel Kape, he seemingly is a man of no nation and no face. He may in fact be Dr. X. He may be from.
Oh my God!
He may be the first
mystery
UFC
situation where he unmasked.
He might be the first UFC fighter from parts unknown.
And then Anderson Silva goes, "It was me all along."
Oh, that was
It was me all along, Dana. It was me all along.
You happy with that?
That's all right. That's all right.
Harry, you talk to the chat. I'll be right back.
Well, thank you. First of all, thank you everybody from Bloody Elbow. Are they doing a commercial for Joe Rogan here? This is interesting.
Make that Spotify money, son.
Make that Spotify money, indeed. I'm a fan of the Joe Rogan experience myself. New episodes only on Spotify. I'm still trying to figure out how that works. He's going off iTunes entirely. But thank you for joining us here on Combat Culture, Bloody Elbow, MMA Mania, everywhere your MMA/comedy broadcasts are sold. We appreciate each and every one of you who's been there. I'm going to go into the chat. Are you in the film Hot Fuzz? No, I know who you're referring to. I forget what his name is. I haven't gotten that big yet, although he's lost some weight. I love Hot Fuzz. I love the Cornella trilogy. Shout out to Stephanie Satilli for showing me that, and the TV show Spaced. Thankful to listen. You guys couldn't justify the pay-per-view costs, but this is a great alternative. That's understandable. So you can only afford so many. What are we seeing here? Commercial... Let's see, who are they talking about? All right, well, commercial for ESPN 30 for 30. Beer run in between. Now's the time. Not you, the other one, says Jake Higgins. I don't know what that means.
It's the Cornetto trilogy.
You look like... I did say it was a Cornetto. I just forget what... Is it Nick Frost?
Yes.
Is the guy? Well, he said not me. I thought he was saying I look like Nick Frost. He's saying
not you,
the
other one.
You look like Nick Frost. So that makes me feel better.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually when I get the celebrities, it's not a fucking good one. I used to get Josh Gad a lot when my hair was shorter and when I was fatter. I'm hoping to get Jack Black for a little bit here. What is this they're doing?
It seems like a UFC documentary about the evolution of mixed martial arts, or primarily the UFC.
Isn't that every documentary?
Yeah, pretty much. Or it's Pravda. That's Michael Clark Duncan, George Clooney.
Oh, Mark Ratner. Is this about Mark Ratner? Did he pass away or something?
Did he?
I don't know. Why are they doing a highlight package? This is like when you hear like when you hear like a Bangle song or whatever, or you're like, did they die? Did one of them die? Why are they playing this on whatever? You drinking Platinums?
No. Why would I drink Bud Light Platinum? Do I look like Gallows or Anderson? No, I'm drinking Voodoo Ranger IPA. Matt
Ryan does look like that guy from Hot Fuzz. I haven't seen Hot Fuzz in a while. Did I say it wrong? Cornett?
You got it wrong.
What is it?
I think you said Cornette Trilogy.
No, it's not the Jim Cornette Trilogy.
Goddamn motherfucker!
Oh, is he going into the Hall of Fame? Is that what this is?
That's awesome. Good for him.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Oh, he's just. Oh, now they're showing him watch. I love the videos when they show people watching it.
It is insane to me how it took so long for the UFC to get inside Madison Square Garden.
Well, it was an argument with about the culinary union in Vegas, right? In a weird domino effect.
That was because the Fertitas owned station casinos, and that turned into a whole fucking deal.
Didn't that guy end up going to jail or whatever, or doing time or tax?
I don't know, but I do know Rosie O'Donnell's brother, who was in who was a New York State legislator, was not a big fan of it.
Oh boy.
He equated it. He equated it to homoeroticism, and he is an openly gay man. It was a weird. It was a weird deal. It was a weird deal.
Since when has that stopped anything in New York City, though?
I don't know.
Some of our best stuff is homoerotic. Some of our best ice cream, Big A ice cream. The New York Knicks.
Pro wrestling sold out Madison Square Garden for years, and I have given my life to pro wrestling.
All of our parade floats.
Yeah, it's true.
And I don't just mean the Pride. I mean all the Thanksgiving Day parade floats.
That's true.
You watch that big Garfield. You tell me there's not a little bit of swing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm proud. I'm happy to say it.
And to the people asking in the chat, Torker88 and Pixruz asking, are we calling the Tyson fight? Sadly, Harry will not be here. Harry will be out of town, attending a cat convention. I will be calling the fight with our good friend and the voice of Catalyst Wrestling, Stephen James. He'll be joining us next Saturday night.
That and the undercard of Logan Paul versus Nate Robinson. But yeah, you'll be here next week for that. God, I wish I was watching that, but unfortunately,
I get emailed press releases about it. Let's take a look at the card for next Saturday night. And shout out to Mark Ratner, who's in Nevada Boxing Hall of Fame, the International Boxing Hall of Fame, the UFC Senior Vice President of Regulatory Affairs, going into the UFC contributor wing for the Hall of Fame.
Well, I wanted them to do like a celebrity wing like the WWE does. You know? So, I mean, it can't be Kid Rock every year, can it?
No.
I guess him, and I want one for The Undertaker.
Yes. Let's take a look at the card for next weekend as we call the action for you. He said Cornell or Cornello.
Cornetto.
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 All right. Sorry, I don't know my British ice cream.
We are both idiots. Yes, no, I should have got that right. I don't know what's wrong with me. But for the WBC frontline belt, because the WBC
belt that they made for this?
Yeah, because the WBC just makes belts for no goddamn reason.
The frontline belt?
Yes.
Is that a flea medication for dogs?
Yes, it is the Mike Tyson, who's got a record of 50-6, going up against Roy Jones Jr., who is 66-9. And Nate Robinson making his pro boxing debut at a cruiserweight 6-round fight
against the veteran Jake Paul, veteran and amazing hip hop artist with that everyday flow.
Badu Jack will be taking on Blake McKern in a actual boxing fight. Vidal Riley will take on Rashad Coulter, and then there's an undercard of actual boxing fights that no one really cares about. No offense to them.
No offense to them, but we're here for the freak show.
Yeah, we're here for the freak fights. God, I wish Pride existed now.
And also, I heard at some point Gallagher is going to smash several watermelons throughout this thing.
You know what? If they put the money together and both of us pass COVID tests, I'll fight Gallagher on that card.
This is halfway to bringing back Circus of the Stars.
Well, you remember celebrity boxing, right?
Celebrity boxing, yeah. There's not. Thought. You know what? It's so weird with social media. I thought there would be more of that.
Yeah.
And it just has.
Well, there is celebrity boxing that does happen.
I just thought there'd be so
Matt
much
Wolf fought Screech.
Yeah, I do know. Well, these people don't know who Matt Wolf is.
Yes.
That's more of a thing of like a friend of ours.
Yeah, someone we know who works ring crew on our show.
Who may or may not have done the job for Dustin Diamond. May have put over Dustin Diamond reluctantly.
He jobbed to Screech.
He may have given. You're saying that he gave Screech the rub?
Yeah.
No, that's not the rub. That's putting him over. I'm sorry. Excuse me. As we see the flyweight rankings, of course.
And we're coming up for our co-main event of the evening for the UFC Women's Flyweight title, and it's midnight, so we might be out of here by 1 o'clock in the morning.
Let's see. Not if the UFC has anything. They know how to fill time. I have a feeling that guy, if some of these fights didn't end early, that guy might not have gotten into the Hall of Fame. That might have been a...
That was all contingent on...
Quick, who's around here? Who can we throw in the Hall of Fame real quick? There's a guy who does sells the concessions. Throw him in there.
And the fight will begin on... people asking when the fight is for Tyson and Roy Jones Jr. You'll be joining us at 8:45 on Saturday night, next Saturday night at 8:45. So join us for the Starcade of the Fakakta fighting. Tyson versus Jones. I'm calling it Fuckcade.
Fuckcade?
Fuckcade.
It's weird because you also refer to it as Fuckcade 86.
The Price of Glory?
Doesn't make sense except that it's it's fucked up. It's all fucked up.
It's fucked up that an Olympic gold medalist and Mike goddamn Tyson need to fight.
Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr. I'm all fucked up. That's weird. Why would they use a George Lopez slogan like that?
And Olive is offended there are no dogs announced on the card.
You wait for celebrity dogfighting. Yeah. The show I pitched, which so far is not getting any traction. I thought the Animal Planet would love it.
No, you thought it would be the Puppy Bowl for boxing. You were way off. You were way off.
And we see Valentina Shepchenko.
Jay Anthony in the chat asking, what's your dream celebrity death match?
Whew, that's an interesting one. God. All right, let's see. Dream celebrity death match. I do want Gallagher to get a hold of his brother.
Gallagher versus Gallagher 2?
Yeah. For the ultimate winner gets to be the only Gallagher contest would be. And then I'm trying to think.
You know what?
Actually, that also brings up Liam and Noel Gallagher.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. That would be a good one. For me, it's the Fell Dog versus the Hamster, the battle of the two Corys.
Oh, really?
I feel like
that's not possible. Corey
Haim is dead. But I still, if we were able to see that fight, I feel like that would be...
You wish he was alive so Corey Feldman could kill him?
No. I feel like the Hamster would win. I think he's got all that repressed energy. He had all that energy.
I have one. Probably Opie versus Anthony.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
To settle this.
Nothing like two middle-aged Long Islanders fighting. It just sounds like a Saturday night in West Hempstead.
You say that, but when Anthony comes out with the rebel flag to Freebird...
he would be singing. Tomorrow. He'd sing himself to the ring.
Oh my God! Oh, his brother Joe playing one of those flying V guitars.
It's a reenactment of the opening to Rocky IV. Anthony's dressed
Except living in America, it's just Freebird.
Yes.
And he's dressed up like Colonel Sanders. Oh, here we go. What are they?
It is time for the co-main event.
Yeah,
it's time for the
TNT
walkouts.
By AC/DC, and that is that can only mean one thing.
This is
the entrance for Jennifer Maia.
References you and I have been trying to run away from for a decade.
Oh my goodness! You can't.
You and I have tried to define ourselves outside of what we did in our late teens, early 20s, but it keeps coming back to us because we're assholes. Jennifer Maia from Curitiba, Paraná, Brazil. Making her way into the cage.
Is she the number 3 ranked? I thought she was number 6 for some reason.
No.
I read that wrong. Number 3 ranked, Jennifer Maia. And coming into ACDC's TNT. Are you Bon Scott or Angus Young?
I'm a Bon Scott guy.
I'm not Brian Johnson.
I like Brian Johnson, but Angus Young, just those early songs.
Okay, so if we're doing this, Hagar, this is another celebrity fight. I would like to see Hagar versus Roth. Although I think they've settled the matter. You a Hagar guy or Roth guy?
I'm a Roth guy.
I'm a David Lee Roth guy.
Yeah.
I've never been I don't get people who are Hagar guys, but
they like the poppier stuff. They like the hits.
I don't know, man. That Hot for Teacher music video is everything that Van Halen is.
Yeah, the Van Halen sound is the Lee Roth sound.
Fair enough. Stones, Beatles.
Beatles.
There we go.
Joe Doxler, thanks for the stream, guys. Can't watch tonight, but he has Valentina in the third by KO. I don't think anyone has Maia. That's a fair assessment on that.
I mean, this is what happens when you tear through the division. This is her 17th year in a row as Valentina Shevchenko. That's got to be a record. Yeah. She's been the UFC Women's Flyweight Champion since the Reagan administration. It's been a long run for her. She is...
But Maia is a former Invicta Flyweight Champion. 6th highest striking rate in UFC Flyweight history. 4.08 significant strikes per minute. And has a few notable victories underneath her belt. But it's not the same as going up against...
What of it?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's not the same, but again...
But she's also
unpredictable.
She's 3-2 in her last 5, and when it comes to common opponents against Valentina Shevchenko, she's lost to Chukagian and Liz Carmouche. 5 years. Jennifer Maia. 5 years between stoppage wins. Her last stoppage win before her most recent win over Joanne Calderwood was in 2015 against a fighter named Marta Souza by TKO. She's missed weight in 2 of her last 3 fights. She made weight for tonight, obviously. She's knocked out 4, submitted 5, 9 wins by decision. Knocked out and submitted once, 4 losses by decision.
There we go. It'll be an interesting fight for the women's flyweight title. I'm trying to hear what entrance music. I don't know this. This sounds like the beginning of the musical Stomp, but I'm sure that can't be it.
Whoa, Stomp. Is it Stomp by George Clinton and the Parliament Funkadelic?
That would be great. Or we want the funk.
That would make me very happy if Valentina Shevchenko
came out.
She came out to Maggot Brain.
It would create a lot of questions, no doubt about that. Prince or Michael Jackson? Who do you go with?
Ooh, that's hard. That's difficult. I'll say this: I musically prefer Prince, but I will give Michael Jackson the win. Prince made more songs that I like listening to. But I cannot deny Michael Jackson as a commercial artist.
I think I might have to go with Prince on the sneak. I think I did this one time with somebody else. We played him back to back. A lot of variety with Prince. A lot more variety. And it's hard to look past that other stuff too. Anyhow, you know what I'm talking about. Shout out to our homeboy R. Kelly.
No. Shut up. Oh, fucking.
As we wait here, Shevchenko checks in. And there may be a bum fight taking place outside the window of the studios. Shevchenko with those braids tight. Those
she
cornrows
is. She has them. She has the same kind of cornrows Allen Iverson did before the 2001 NBA Finals.
A little too tight, if you may ask me. I think I never like them when they're so tight that it starts making you look like your hair is thinning. What is the purpose of that? But maybe that's an issue with blonde hair.
Yeah, it could be.
That might be it.
Well, let's take a look at Shevchenko's bona fide. She's 19-3. She has not lost a fight in 3 years. Her last loss came to Amanda Nunes. Is on a 5-fight winning streak with wins against Caitlyn Chukagian, Liz Carmouche, Jessica Ai, Joanne Jacek, and Priscilla Cachoeira. This is the 4th defense of her flyweight title. 6 wins by decision or KO. 7 wins by submission. Has lost twice by submission, once by KO. She is a minus 2,000 favorite walking into tonight.
Not a lot of confidence in Jennifer Maia. But these are those fights that you never know what the hell can happen.
Yeah. She was a minus 1,650 favorite over Jessica Ai. That is insane. Minus 14 favorite against Liz Carmouche and a minus 1,200 favorite against Caitlyn Chukagian. So it's basically, how much of an easy victory is this for Valentina Shevchenko? That's essentially the argument the gambling lines are making. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Both of these fighters are 32. Shevchenko with the slight height advantage, coming in at 5'5" to the 5'4" of Jennifer Maia. Both walking onto the scale on Friday at 124.5 pounds. Shevchenko with 66.5-inch reach to Jennifer Maia 64. So in terms of her height and reach advantage, it's minimal, but it could come into play really effectively here in the course of these 5 rounds.
Let's see. Bruce Buffer doing his introduction. Can't Take My Eyes Off of You. Great Frankie Valli song. And the Four Seasons, too.
Yes. Justin Cranford with a prediction. Maia in the first by submission. Risking it all here.
Wow. Someone does not want to send their kids to college. Referee Herb Dean. And now, here we go. You know, not having fans there it has not affected my viewing experience.
That's yeah. Well, we're watching it. We're watching it from a different perspective.
Fair enough, but
she's a plus 950 underdog. Maya.
You're better off betting that Kanye West will say something crazy.
Someone saying in the fight that R. Kelly and Kanye is a dream death match.
Oh, R. Kelly and Kanye. I mean, that's not fair. I definitely, even though I don't like Kanye West as a person, I want to see him. I basically want to see anyone beat the fuck out of R. Kelly. He's a lunatic and a creep.
Yes. Shout out to Jack Riches watching us from the UK, where it is 5 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Jack, what's wrong with you?
You gotta really love people hurting other people. That's the common death.
Jay Anthony saying, Maya coming out to Why Can't We Be Friends?
Oh, jeez, yeah. Yeah, not since Homer
Deep cut took on Dredrick Tatum. Has
there been such a one-sided fight?
I know Roy Jones is going to come out to his rap song, but if he came out to Why Can't We Be Friends,
that would be hysterical.
I would flip the table.
And another great appearance by Michael Buffer.
Yes.
Who was fantastic in Don't Mess with the Zohan.
Why do you keep talking up that movie?
It's just the only movie I've seen him in. He was great in it. I was pleasantly surprised by how good he was in it. Oh, wow. They're doing the audio here? Have they been doing this whole time?
Well, it's a title fight, so yeah.
Oh, there you go. Herb Dean, mic'd up.
Jack Rich is working at a power station. Shout out to you, my man.
An actual power station or like the band?
No, I think
okay.
Yeah.
He's got a gig with the power station.
He's actually a member of an MC5 cover band.
Oh, wow. That is heavy work, my friends. Shevchenko with an intense look. Already looks like her lip is busted. The fight has not started.
But here we go. Both women standing in the center of the octagon. Low kick by Shevchenko. 5-round fight for the UFC Women's Flyweight Championship. Coming up on our main event. Head kick by Shevchenko. Barely landing. Left shot by Maia to the face. Not landing to Shevchenko. Trying to create some pressure here is Maia. And we got a rock'em sock'em. Quick 1-2 combination by both fighters. Shevchenko getting the better of the two fighters, who's got a pistol tattooed on the side of her body. Shevchenko landing the takedown in top position, legs grapevined by Maia around the midsection of Shevchenko.
Let's see here. Both fighters trying to gain control. Shevchenko on top, but Maia trying to wrap those legs around the waist to maintain that grip, and she does. Adjust a little. Oh, a shoulder check.
She's going for the Connor Cowboy route from the top position. Shevchenko driving that left shoulder into the jaw and nose of Maia.
Continuing to do it, almost saying, if you're going to keep me in this position, I'm open.
Maia has the arms wrapped around. She's got a weird butterfly effect, and now trying to go for a submission from the bottom, wrapping the head of Shevchenko from the back of the neck, has the legs grapevined around her. Maia from bottom position trying to take the victory here. Shevchenko trying to get out of this grapple position, still moving, punching to the ribs of Maia. We might have something pretty solid here between these two fighters. We might have a closer fight than we anticipated, Harry. But Maia pinning the arms down to Shevchenko and now just basically laying and praying, trying to control from the bottom here.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting fight. I did not expect this so far, but Maia trying to maintain control here. I don't know if it was so much a submission thing. It was just trying to get her to stop striking her with the shoulder. But every time she grabs the neck to bring it forward, Shevchenko just slams the ribs with a hammer fist.
Just trying to maintain position here.
And we still have 3 minutes left in this first of 5 championship rounds. Almost like Maia trying to figure out how she's getting out of this.
Maia pinning down the left wrist of Shevchenko with her forearm and an elbow attempt by Shevchenko not landing on Maia. Maia now treating Shevchenko like she is a tree and Maia is an ocelot, but in the bottom position here. Just trying to control from the ground. And Shevchenko breaks out of it for a second, lands a quick punch, and Maia once again wrapping her arm, her left arm, around the neck of Valentina Shevchenko.
Let's see here. So far, more of the same here. Some slow patience by Shevchenko, not in a hurry to go anywhere. And lands a head punch. And another rib shot Shevchenko lands on Maia. Head to the ribs, to the head to the ribs.
Shevchenko's got to find a way out of this position. She's remained active. She's remained impressive here, landing strikes. But Maia's been able to just kind of restrain her, kind of straitjacket her through the majority of this first round.
There you go, squeezing the ribs here. And more punches by Shevchenko. So not only maintaining control, but also landing a huge amount of strikes. And Herb Dean not stopping this at the moment because there is activity from both fighters.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, it is some grappling.
Shout out to Dr. Pig watching us over in New Zealand, where it's 6:30 on Sunday evening.
Well, that's a more sensible hour.
Yes.
It's a more sensible hour to watch people beat the hell out of each other. And
under a minute now in round number 1, nothing really has changed here. Shevchenko still in top position, but Maia just switching her legs from the top of Shevchenko's hips to the bottom. And Shevchenko's controlled the ground for 3 minutes and 36 seconds. But would you consider that ground control time if Maia's been the one just stifling Shevchenko?
Well, I mean, that was the initial situation. But since that point, the latter half of this control has been a lot of strikes from Shevchenko. She's maintained ground control and she's landed, I think, a lot more strikes in that second half. And let's see here. And yeah, you can see anytime that Maia tries to get out of this, then all of a sudden Shevchenko lands rights to the ribs and the head. 3 seconds left in this round, and finally, mercifully for Maia, she will be released from this hold due to the stoppage here, or the end of the round rather. And it'll be interesting to see what their corners tell them.
If you're watching along at home, let us know what you thought of the first round. And hit us up on Twitter at Harry Terjanian, at Ryan Consulting. Shout out to Steph Sotilli, who's been rocking it in the chat tonight on Combat Culture.
Hit her and get out, Jennifer Maia's corner is telling her. Don't worry about when she drops her hips on you. Just hit her and get out of there. And Shevchenko's corner, you need to see what she's doing. What is it? Are you okay? It's okay. Shevchenko looking very calm and composed. Maia is trying to catch her breath. That is the tail of that first round interaction with Shevchenko, her corner saying, "Be careful, be cautious." Not a lot of specifics in that latter half of the conversation from Shevchenko's corner, but I mean, there's not much to improve on there. I think she maintained most of that control and landed a lot of strikes. I'd love to see the numbers there.
And we'll probably see that in a second as round number 2 starts inside the UFC Apex in our co-main event. Spinning back kick to the midsection, and Maia going again for a takedown attempt. Shevchenko stuffs her, presses Maia up against the octagon, gets the takedown, and once again lands top position. Maia scrambles back to a standing spot, but is still enraptured in a grapple by the champion Shevchenko.
And, Maia pins her against the cage, throws a couple knees into the rib here, but so far Shevchenko is, well, actually Shevchenko is throwing some fists to the head, trying to fight her way out of this position. Maia trying to trip her down, but no go. Both fighters still on their feet, with Maia pinning Shevchenko against the corner of the octagon. Another knee to the stomach. And a different position here. Maia maintaining control here. Hopefully to make up some ground here in this second round.
Maia pushing Shevchenko's back against the fence. Shevchenko's right arm around the back of the neck of Maia and trying to find a way to punch out of it. Trying to basically hip toss Maia off of her.
And we can see an uppercut there from Shevchenko trying to fight her way out. Continuing. A knee from Maia. And kind of a little bit of trouble here from Shevchenko.
It's a pseudo collar and elbow tie-up.
Shevchenko forces her way out.
But into a Muay Thai clinch, Shevchenko landing a knee.
Almost like Maia setting up for a body slam here.
But Shevchenko locking her hands around the back and tried to go for a weird knee to the head of Maia. Maia showing some really good skills so far, even though you're giving round 1 to Shevchenko just for ground control time, but it's a closer 10-9 round than I think a lot of people would score it, in my opinion.
Let's see here. Yeah.
And Shevchenko pressed still against the cage, 2:55 left to go, trying to find a way out of this. Clinch control time over 95 seconds for Maia so far. Shevchenko has had no clinch control time from the standing position. 2:41 left to go in round number 2.
And a couple hits to the round. What would you call that? Hooks from the back by Shevchenko. And Maia trips Shevchenko down.
And Shevchenko from the bottom. Maia now in control. Has taken the left leg. And now Shevchenko's tried to wrap her legs around the neck of Maia, trying to get back up to a vertical base. Maia still has that right leg trapped. It looked like she was going for a single leg crab or a knee bar, because this is MMA and not pro wrestling. But Shevchenko's back and neck is pressed against the cage. It is not turning into a Kaya song for those who are interested in deep internet memes. But Shevchenko has lost a bit of momentum here in round number 2.
But so far, Maia's round, definitely. Yeah. And Shevchenko in a very precarious position here, trying to figure out what to do next. You want to be careful.
But smart strategy by Shevchenko. She's on her side of the fence. She can hear her coaches. She's right by who she needs to hear in a precarious position. Her back against the fence. Now trying to go for side control is Maia. Shevchenko battling against it, trying to keep that right leg grapevined by Shevchenko, trying to grapevine the right leg of Maia to make sure she doesn't peel away and go to side control. Remember, Maia has landed 5 submission wins in her career. She's knocked out 4 and gotten 9 wins by decision. So the deeper this fight goes, it is better for Maia because she's won more fights by decision than Shevchenko has historically. Shevchenko's only won 6 fights by decision.
Now Shevchenko spins her way out of it, pushes off the cage, but Maia goes right back on top.
But she's still in top position, Harry. Now on Shevchenko on her back, grapevining the legs around the stomach and back of Maia, and now trying to go for a triangle. She's got the triangle locked in for a second. Maia slips out of it. 43 seconds left to go, and Shevchenko tried to sneak in a triangle, but now is once again grapevined against the midsection of Jennifer Maia.
And the shoulder of Maia is pinned against the face of Shevchenko. Shevchenko has to move it to try to breathe here. That's hindering her breath. And this is 2 different fights, completely opposite.
A 4:29 control time in round number 1 for Shevchenko. 9 seconds for Shevchenko in this round. 4 minutes by Maia. Completely flip-flopped in this round. If Shevchenko pulled off that submission, that would have been one hell of an upset win in a round for Valentina Shevchenko. We're not used to seeing Valentina Shevchenko in a position like this, and we will end round number 2 with Valentina Shevchenko taking what I think is a 10-8 round. Losing a 10-8 round. Yeah, it's 10-8, 10-8. It's tied right now, in my opinion, 18-18.
I would agree with that assessment here.
Shout out to Lucas0073 from Sydney, Australia, saying, great job on the commentary, mateys. Thank you. You're a sweetie. Shout out to Evan M. These guys are way more into the fight than other commentators on YouTube. Well, that's our job.
Fair enough. It's an interesting fight. Shevchenko's corner saying, you didn't finish the throw. You need to control her. You cannot keep doing that. Don't start the exchange. Maia's corner saying, don't let her dominate your wrists. You dropped her wrist. Do not let her get in on you. She does not have any safety security on the top. That's all you.
Shout out to Arboon on Twitter. I mean this is a total compliment, but why am I still watching and listening to you guys? Because we're pretty good at our jobs.
Yeah. Round 3. This is a championship fight. There are 5 rounds here.
I am dog saying if Valentina had a triangle, then it's not 10-8. Oh, she had the fucking the triangle for like half a second. She had it long enough. Yeah. Oh, left hand, overhand left landed by Shevchenko, throwing hammers in round 1 like a fucking doctor. Right uppercut landed by Shevchenko, who is bleeding. She's got a couple of scrapes on the left side of her head.
That looked like it might goose egg there a little bit, but some blood from the right side of Maia's head.
Free-flowing shots here in round number 3 of 5 for the UFC Flyweight title. That's Harry Terjanian. I'm Matt Ryan. Stephanie Sotilli is your moderator in the Combat Culture chat, and we have a fat baby asleep in the other room. That's Olive the Fat Baby on Instagram.
And let's see here. Both fighters back to the center of the octagon here. A high kick from Shevchenko.
She Norwooded that one.
Let's see. Both fighters pacing each other.
Landed a straight right. Did Shevchenko 355 left to go in round number 3. Maia once again. Now Shevchenko going for a grapple. Needed a body by Maia. Pressing Shevchenko now against the fence.
Trying to maintain control here in a bad situation for Shevchenko again. Pinned up against the fence, trying to figure out a way out of this. She doesn't look like she has the strength for some reason. Maybe she's gassed or what.
Well, when the control time has been 4 minutes and 4 minutes each,
I guess it wears both of you out. Yeah. But Shevchenko looking a little worse for wear as far as energy-wise. But trying to slip out of this. A high knee from Shevchenko. Both fighters, Shevchenko punches her way out. Both fighters back to the center of the octagon. Mm-hmm. And both fighters pacing with a lot of energy, waiting to strike.
Head kick, barely missing Maia. And that body shot, we talked about it in the Chukagian fight, that right body shot to the left hook, that's going to be the key for Shevchenko here. Just trying to land those punches, just trying to open it up, stay away, bob and weave, fight like Ali in the Foreman fight.
And she's definitely going for it. She whiffed on it, but there was a lot of power on that roundhouse.
She knows that left hand is the key to this fight right now. 2:34 left to go in round number 3. She caught it, and now trying to take the back on a takedown attempt. Maia trying to sweep the leg. Shevchenko gets the suplex, drops her down, and now Shevchenko inside control, trying to get the submission. Good job by Maia trying to not just posture up, but she's trying to, push herself up.
She's push herself up and slip out.
Yeah, she's trying to bridge up. 3 of 3 for takedowns for Shevchenko here tonight.
Maia fought that takedown, but Shevchenko did a full 360 spin using both of their momentum to take Maia down. Now she's continuing to be on top while Maia grapevines one of the legs here. Shevchenko's right hand is free. She lands the punches here. But she's now wrapped her arms around Maia.
The Steve Perry song, Open Arms for both fighters now. Shevchenko on top, but Maia trying to find a way to grapevine the left leg of Shevchenko. And now just hooking the right arm, doing the ocelot again, wrapping around the tree that is Valentina Shevchenko.
Ooh, a punch to the side of the ribs from Shevchenko. And Maia in a dangerous position. If this is anything like the first 2 rounds, this is where the fighters are going to stay for a bit of time here. So get a lunch.
Austin in the Facebook chat, we're not able to show the video because then we would get fired. Minute 6 left to go in the third of 5.
Thank you. We never would have thought of that.
No.
Both fighters trying to get up. Shevchenko kneeing on the way up, but Maia pins her to the cage.
And Jason, it's kind of a half guard. She's wrapping. It's a wraparound. And I think of grapevine. I think of wrestling when you're grapevining the body, whether with your legs or with your arms. 44 seconds left to go. Shepchenko with the arm wrapped around the neck of Maia, who is pressing Shepchenko against the cage. Right now, I would give this round to Shevchenko, but it's a 10-9 round, Harry. 33 seconds left to go. This has been the toughest challenge I've seen for Valentina Shevchenko since we've started calling fights all the way back in 1906.
There we go. And Maia trying to trip the leg of Shevchenko. Shevchenko doing a great job of moving her feet. Oh, what a high knee from Maia. Rocks Shevchenko a little bit.
Shevchenko just trying to chip away at the ribcage, just punching the tattoo of Maia.
10 seconds left in this third round here.
And then a takedown. That might steal the round for Shevchenko. Gets in the top position. Is Shevchenko the champion? Might have just stole that round. 10-9 round for me, Harry.
I'd give that round to Shevchenko, to be quite honest. We got some strikes here. We see some highlights.
That left hand is the key to the fight for Shevchenko. She finds openings for it, but she doesn't press it, and I think that's the difference right now. And my opinion matters because my hair is flopping.
There you go. And some great takedowns by Shevchenko. Let's see what the corner has to say. Maia's corner. Come in moving and show your boxing. Don't let her work. Why don't you go for a takedown before her? You go first. So Maia's corner wants her to go for a takedown quick. Don't wait for Shevchenko. She's really tired. She's more tired than you are. And that is the information from Maia's corner. And that right eye starting to swell up just slightly under the eye of Jennifer Maia.
Take a look at the chat real quick. Harry giving a good breakdown of the corners. As we go to round 4, that overhand left by Shevchenko leading off the round. A little more pressure and a little bit more of adrenaline.
Shevchenko's corner said keep her away, don't let her get close. And let's see. Some slow pace here from both fighters.
You can see that mouse underneath the right eye of Maia, Harry. Left shot landed. Right hook followed up by a shot by Maia. Shevchenko trying to keep pressure here in round number 4, 420 blaze it. In round number 4, right left landed by Shevchenko. Right underneath the eyes. Solid shots there by the champion. Once again, trying to wait for opportunity. Shevchenko a little more measured in this round. Both fighters a little less aggressive. .352 left to go in the round. Both fighters, the left shot not landing by Shevchenko. Ooh. Lands a right. Maia with a shot to the solar plexus, like right underneath the armpit of Shevchenko. Shevchenko missing with that overhand right, landing with a left hook, but ate a shot by Maia. Threw a quick right hand, caught Maia on the chin. Maia's nose and underneath the eyes were a little bit swollen here, but Shevchenko looking not fresh at all either. Quick right hands landed by Shevchenko.
It's a hell of a fight so far. You've not seen Maia attempt really a major takedown, as her corner had suggested her, but here we go. Shevchenko goes for it first, and she takes her down.
Takedown immediately into side control. Maia trying to bridge out, unable to. 3:09 left to go in round number 4 of 5 for the UFC Flyweight title.
And Shevchenko gains side control here and leans all over Maia. Maia trying to push her way out from the bottom, but it is a no-go. And then now Shevchenko wraps her leg, wraps up Maia's left leg.
Just controlling half guard here.
Oof.
Maia trying to slow down Shevchenko in a fight that the champion is currently winning. In my opinion, the unofficial Matthew Letterman scorecard's 2-1 there, Jim.
Well, let's see here. So continuing to put the pressure on Maia, just leaning on her.
It's more of the method man, keep feeding him and feeding him and feeding
Going
him.
for the shoulder strikes again.
Quick right shoulder strikes to the jaw, which was effective in round 1. We pointed it out in round 1, and then punches to the side of the head by Shevchenko to Maia.
Punches with the left fist and shoulder strikes with the right here for Maia. Herb Dean checking in. So far not stopping anything. They are moving, albeit slowly. Another shoulder strike, 2, 3 shoulder strikes. Another fist from Shepchenko. Another shoulder strike. And Herb Dean telling him
he needs to see a little more activity here. Needs to see him move, but those shoulder strikes and then just punches to the side of the head, almost to the back of the head, Harry, which is illegal by Shepchenko. 90 seconds. And now still in half guard is Shepchenko, but Maia almost had the head for a guillotine attempt. Now going for the arm, but gave up the back. Shepchenko has the back of Maia, trying to pull off the rear naked choke, or maybe pull off the Kimura. Inside control now is the champion. 1:09 left to go in round number 4. Shepchenko trying to find a way to get the submission, is unable to. Maia trying to find a way to fight out of it, has not been winning this round, but has found a way to survive.
With less than a minute left, Shepchenko just continuing to chip away at Maia while she has her pinned on the ground.
If this were any kind of wrestling match, this fight would have been over a long time ago. But Maia still finding a way from bottom position, and then bicep strikes by Shepchenko. And now Maia pushing the back of her right elbow into the back of the neck of Shepchenko. Shepchenko almost caught here, could be caught in a guillotine from the bottom by Maia. But nope, not happening. The champion finds a way to punch out of it. Still in side control, in a half mount, trying to figure out a way to break Maia, punching her right in the hip socket with 13 seconds left to go.
Wow, here we go, and continuing. Just more and more strikes from the bottom. I mean, definitely Shepchenko's round, without a doubt.
Yeah, Maia putting up a hell of a fight, but Shevchenko's been able to control position, and we will go to round 5 in a weird fight, Harry. Definitely I'll say a weird fight.
A weird fight, but a dominating performance from Shevchenko in those last 3 rounds.
A lot of comparisons to us to old pro wrestling announcers.
Well, thank you.
A few references to NBA Jam.
We did
from
downtown.
Yeah. That was actually one of the comments.
They're trying to reduce the swelling on those eyes of
yeah.
Maia.
Oh, yeah. That is not a good look. Yeah, she is swollen.
Either knockout or submission. You got it. You need a combo. That's what you need, says Maia's corner. Shevchenko's corner. Let's see. You need to be precise. You need to keep your distance. Keep working on the same range as you did before. Don't let her control the fight.
Rogers asking 2-2-3-1. It's 3-1 for me. It's 3-1 Shevchenko.
3-1 for me. Yeah.
OC Varsity guy saying thanks for the PBP. You're welcome.
The 5th and final round. It's an interesting note from Shevchenko's corner.
Jeff M. comment of the night. Adelaide Bird has a 39-34 Floyd Mayweather.
Oh, boy. Interesting.
And right away, opening up the round, Shevchenko, 2 right jabs, right to the jaw, spinning back fist, lands on Maia, but Maia trying to go for the takedown. Shevchenko trying to fight out of it, 15 seconds into the 5th and final round for the UFC Women's Flyweight title.
Pinning her against the cage, Maia, Shevchenko hooking the hands to try to avoid a takedown here, angling the legs to make sure she can't get taken down, and trying to take Maia down herself.
Great switch in the body positioning, hooked underneath the shoulder, switched it around. Now Maia has her back to the cage, elbow attempt by Shevchenko, and both women will release and go to the center of the octagon.
Maia has to do something really big here. She's not going to win on points. Body kick from Shevchenko, followed by some combinations.
Quick left-right, another left landed by Shevchenko. 4:05 left to go in your co-main event for the UFC Women's Flyweight title. And coming up, it's Deiveson Figueiredo versus Alex Perez in our main event. And you can see Maia's face is a little worse for wear. As I said before, it looks like she has anaphylactic shock quick punch combination by Shevchenko, but gets quickly turned around again with Maia trying to attempt the takedown, with Shevchenko's back firmly pressed against the fence.
Let's see Maia slowly trying to wear Shevchenko down. You can see Shevchenko looking a little tired, but still managing to throw some fists. And reaching around almost to the back of the head, but managing to go all the way to the side. Maia then cranking the bear hug a little harder there. Shevchenko trying to wiggle her way out of it, changing her positioning. This is what she did last time. Goes for a knee. You can see the long...
She goes for... Shevchenko has great mobility because she's able to throw these high knees and hit Maia right in the face.
Her thigh and knee covered in the blood of Maia.
Oh, Maia with a beautiful arm and drag twist. She went for an arm and drag twist, tried to go for the submission, and now we're right back to where we were a minute ago. But now Shevchenko covered in Maia's blood. What the fuck, Harry?
It's craziness, but I mean, Maia has to do something else with 2 minutes and 45 seconds left. Like I said, I still don't think she's going to win on points.
We just saw an arm mare in a fucking MMA fight.
I've never seen it.
It was like a WCW pro match between Ultimo Dragon and Dean Malenko.
I'm still waiting for a shooting star press, but I'm not holding my breath.
Oh, that's going to happen one day. Needed a body by Shevchenko. Maia going for broke with an uppercut, eating shit. 2:25 left to go in the 5th and ultimate round. Right-left combination by Shevchenko, whiffing on that one. 2:18 left to go in the 5th round. Maia feigning a right leg kick, not landing.
Ooh, big roundhouse left from Shevchenko lands. Both fighters in the center. Maia has to do something. A spinning heel kick.
Not landing by Shevchenko. Right, left, and Maia full of raspberry jam right now. Eats a right hand by Shevchenko. Right, left, landed by Shevchenko. Minute 50 left to go in the round. All Shevchenko has to do is keep the pace. She just has to keep the pace into a Muay Thai clinch. Shevchenko lands a knee, but Maia finds a way to break it and push her up against the fence. The champion once again with her back against the fence, trying to find her way out of a grappling exchange with Maia. Maia switches it around, lands a left hand, and now back to the center of the octagon. 1 minute 20 left to go in the 5th and final round. Left hand landed by Maia. Left hand missed by Shevchenko. Quick right jab landed by the champion.
Both fighters back to the center here with a minute left here. A rib kick by Shevchenko. A roundhouse left from Shevchenko. She's continuing to land some significant strikes here. A lot of power still left in Shevchenko with 55 seconds left. Teddy Atlas tweeting something. I can't see it under the closed captioning.
Oh, you know,
sure it's good.
The board of the sport of boxing.
I'm ashamed of it. I'm ashamed to be part of it.
43 seconds push kick landed by Shevchenko. Right, left landed by Shevchenko. Maia landing a left hand to the side of the head of the champion. 35 seconds left to go. 92% of Shevchenko's body shots have landed here tonight, Harry. Another left shot to the head landed by Shevchenko on the Maia. Quick right jab landed by the champion. Right hand again. Two quick right hands. Right-left combination. The right landing, the left not by Shevchenko. We're going to go to the scorecards here in 14 seconds. Maia trying to fight her hardest in a losing battle, spinning back fist into a right-left combination by the champion. Shevchenko has been proficient here tonight in a fight where she's only lost 1 of 5 rounds, and we will go to the scorecards in Las Vegas.
Wow, a fast-paced finish, but I think Shevchenko wins that.
Yeah.
I mean, wow.
Maia had a hell of an effort.
A lot closer than anyone thought. Certainly the odd makers thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
A lot of really deep breaths for anybody who put money on Jennifer Maia.
If this turns into a draw, every bookmaker in the world will probably set a fucking fire.
You can see all the highlights here. Wow. A lot of elbows from Shevchenko. They're showing the highlights in rounds. Oh, a spinning side kick. But Maia able to take down Shevchenko. And they're showing the highlights after the second round. All Shevchenko's fight.
Yeah, after the second round, you can't really give Maia anything else.
And just a suplex from Daniel Cormier calling it. Watch this suplex. You rarely see it, but it was a belly-to-belly suplex.
It was Magnum TA quality, too. Like, it was a solid suplex.
Wow. Shevchenko, any situation she was in danger, trips the legs and tosses her down. More highlights of a spinning back kick there. A spinning back fist there. Wow, just looking at the highlights, a lot of damage done. And Bruce Buffer gives us the official introduction. Official decision. Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. All 3 judges score the contest 49-46 for the winner by unanimous decision, Valentina. And still,
Valentina Shepchenko, still your UFC Flyweight champion, Harry. I got the fight right. I got it right.
There you go.
I'm not gonna get my legs broken.
Oh my God! They're not gonna take your thumbs.
No.
They took my thumbs.
I get to live another day. But Valentina Shepchenko winning 4 of those 5 rounds and will remain your UFC Flyweight champion. A great performance by Jennifer Maia. Really.
Dana White losing weight and looking more and more like Triple H as they both cross in a Venn diagram fashion.
I needed that.
Also, Triple H, Jeff Bridges in Iron Man looked exactly like Triple H.
Yeah, that's
I'm hoping
fair.
that was modeled after him, but I mean, at one point Jeff Bridges did tell Iron Man to suck it and then spit water in the air. But I don't know. I think it's purely coincidental. And Shepchenko doing a little
doing
bit of
the
a
Connor dance into a cap. Oh, she's doing the Eddie from Tekken. Or Israel Adesanya.
She's trying to save the youth center.
Mama say, mama sa, mamakusa. Mama say, mama sa, mamakusa.
A huge ballerina dance.
Or
is that from? It's either.
Where was that energy in trying to stop the fight? You couldn't have done that.
Energy left.
Couldn't punch somebody in the head with that.
It's either that or it's a celebration from Street Fighter. I'm not sure. This from a tattoo with a woman who has a gun tattoo on her left rib.
Duty calls asking what stood out to you from this fight. Shevchenko's measure. Just knowing that she was winning the fight, her comfort level in there. Shevchenko now in 4th place in total wins in UFC women's history with 9. Amanda Nunes topping that list. Now 1 win behind Joanna Jędrzejczyk for all time, moving into the 3rd spot. Taking a look at the chat real quick, David York said, Matt Ryan has moments where I feel like I'm at the dog track and they're rounding the last turn.
Well, he does keep slamming a racing form in his hand. It's very awkward.
For the win place showing my trifecta is in play with big money on the line. Your dad saying, imagine Matt and Joe Rogan side by side calling fights. Would feel like a roller coaster all night with ad plugs. Let me tell you about
brought by the motherfucking Cash App. As we see more highlights of Maia getting her ass kicked. And what actually was a great performance by Jennifer Maia, all things considered.
Shout out to Israel Vargas on the MMA Mania Facebook page saying, great con, guys. Thank you. A fight against, Amanda Nunes could be in the horizon. A lot of people not thinking Amanda Nunes. She could beat Amanda Nunes in the 3rd fight. Amanda Nunes up 2-0 to her. Let's go to Harry, who's going to be Joe Rogan.
Yes. Let's see here. Give us your thoughts on how the fight went. Was there anything that was unexpected? Yes. When I was preparing for the fight, first of all, I'm very glad it was 5 rounds because I've had a long layoff and I needed to feel the spirit in the octagon to know that I'm healthy back in 100%. Nothing is bothering me. I'm glad that it was Jennifer Maia first and it went long distance. So I know for sure that the next one, long distance, I'm fully healthy. In preparing for this fight, I knew that Jennifer wouldn't be an easy opponent. I watched her fight. I saw what she is and her body type, and she never gives up. And I knew it was going to be a good fight for the belt. Rogan says this was a very grappling heavy fight. And you initiated that in the first round. Was that something you planned on, or did you feel it in the moment? She says, I would say that every time working both striking and grappling, I just prepare my body to react so the proper situation comes. It's just do it by itself. The training camp was so hard. Valentina, what was the nature of your injury that you were out so long? It was MCL, and we had to do surgery. So it's not the worst injury that can happen to the knee, but it's a surgery where they cut the skin and they have to do everything. Her language escapes her to connect it, to reattach, I guess, to reattach it. And so it was surgery. We took a couple extra months to make sure that during the fight it won't show up as anything unexpected. Rogan says, during the fight you landed some heavy blows to Jennifer Maia and she kept coming through. Was that surprising to you at all? She said, actually, I knew she was going to be tough. I watched her previous fight and I knew that it was going to be something really, really certain or super, super heavy. But like I said, she's tough. I had to be careful. Like I said, she's tough. Rogan says, congratulations on defending your title. I'm glad you're healed up and good to go again. Fantastic defense tonight. Thank you very, very much. And Shepchenko says, first of all, I want to say it's amazing last week and a half because everything started with a victory of our mom. She became the world Muay Thai champion in shadowboxing. And she had this good push of energy for myself and my sister. And she had an amazing victory. I was watching the hotel at the fight, and everything was so perfect. In my opinion, she deserves a perfect best performance of the night. So I would say woman power. It's about our family. We are very strong girls. Wow. So congrats from Joe Rogan to Valentina Shevchenko.
Shout out to Brett Brooks. Love the channel, boys. Harry kind of looks like that one person from Impractical Jokers. Faye Davis saying it's go time, baby. Alex Perez, let's go. That's probably Alex Perez's aunt. Our Boone said he's got his bet in for Deiveson Figueiredo in the main event for a third round KO. Big reach there. Big reach.
Third round TKO.
No, KO, not a TKO. Going for the KO.
KO just total.
Shout out to Nick Garcia. Calls us the GOATs at calling fights.
Well, thank you. It's much appreciated. Matt usually does more of the heavy lifting there. I'm just here for some dick jokes. But, hey, if you want to see more dick jokes, go to, you can watch my stand-up comedy on my YouTube channel, at Harry Terjanian for everything, all my social media, Harry Terjanian in my YouTube page, and also listen to Man School 202, the podcast I do with my co-host Dante Nero. It's a fantastic podcast.
I thought that was a bat mitzvah. I thought you guys just went from different synagogues every week. And
no, that's much like the Four Seasons landscaping.
Oh, that's
company.
Man Shul 202.
Man Shul 202.
Oh, fuck me running.
Yeah, our podcast, though, ironically, we do not broadcast until the sun goes down, but that's for other reasons. Man School 202 on YouTube and Instagram, and also you could check me out on Catalyst Wrestling as well.
That's right. You can watch Catalyst Wrestling every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern on Gas Digital Network. You can watch it every Wednesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Fight TV. The app is available on the Android and Google Plus stores and pretty much anywhere where you get apps, including Amazon Fire Stick. You can also check it out on the Fight Network. Check your local listings in Canada, the United States, as well as in the UAE and in Saudi Arabia.
Well, there we go. That is Olive the Fat Baby Wonder Dog.
You can check Olive on Instagram at Olive the Fat Baby, or Olive the Fat Baby on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter at M Ryan Consulting. That is M Ryan Consulting.
As we gear up for our main event, let's take a look at the chats a little bit. Somebody just shouting, Mr. Miyagi.
Yes. Sweep the leg. Sweep the leg.
Everyone knows how he... All right, let's see here. Dick jokes shouting, exclamation for dick jokes. All right, fair enough.
Who doesn't like a good dick joke?
They're great. They're great. So thank you for contributing to the chats as we see the UFC Flyweight rankings, of course.
And if you want to contribute to the super chat, please do. If you'd like to make a Cash App donation that goes directly to me and Harry, you can go to my Cash App, which is something. Yes, Beard X Glasses. Beard X Glasses on Cash App.
You just want to make it difficult for people to pay you money, or you just didn't want to get... You were worried that, well, you could have gotten Matt Ryan's money.
Yeah.
From the Atlanta Falcons. It's got to be a lot of people cash apping Matt Ryan.
Terjanian lives by dog years because his last name sounds like a dog breed.
It's Armenian.
Yeah.
Let's see here as we see the highlights preparing for Deiveson Figueiredo. 19-1 here.
Figueiredo
24-5 Alex Perez.
This is his third straight fight for the UFC Flyweight title. This is the second time he'll be fighting for the Flyweight title because the last time he missed weight. But Figueiredo defeated Joe Benavidez twice in a row. The second one was the one that gave him the Flyweight title that was abdicated by Henry Cejudo earlier in 2020 when he retired from the sport. Right.
As we recall, that instantaneous retirement.
Joe Doltzer asking a question: would you let Miesha Tate push you into triangle 5 for 5 minutes, or fight Francis Ngannou for 1 round for $10 million? Which one do you think is going to be less CTE? What's going to have least effect on the brain?
Well, I guess technically if you get choked out, they stop it, right?
Yeah, but he's saying we would be in it for 5 minutes.
Well, how's that possible?
I don't know. I guess they should just that would kill us. That would kill someone.
That would imply that she's pressing it long enough for us to be hurt, but not enough to knock us to, I guess, make tap out. I don't know.
Shout out
an interesting question that I have no answer to here.
Shout out to Dominic and family for subscribing and joining us for the first time. If this is your first time with
us,
we're glad you're here. Wherever you're watching us, however you're watching us, be sure to like and subscribe, especially if you're watching on YouTube, and ring the notifications bell. Hit the thumbs up. Let us know that we don't suck. Our ratio so far, not terrible. I'll take it.
All right, who are we going with here? Somebody asking who we're going with in the main event here.
Perez is a talented son of a bitch, but I tend not to go up against champions in their first title defense. It's hard to go up against a champion, especially one that defeated Joe Benavidez so dominantly in those 2 fights. It's really hard to go up against him in that regard. It's really hard to go up against Deiveson Figueiredo in that regard.
For me, it's very close. So I mean, to the runner, the tie goes to the runner. So I'm going to go with the champion, Deiveson Figueiredo, just because he's on a 4-fight win streak. I think he's got a hot hand right now, and probably going to keep this momentum going. I mean, the last loss was in 2019. It's been a good. I mean, he's on a 4-fight win streak, so he's been doing good. 9 knockouts, 3 decisions, 7 submissions.
Yeah, both of these guys are talented fighters. Tez Capone on Twitter asking, what are you sipping? I am sipping a Voodoo Ranger IPA, as I've said a few times throughout the broadcast. Zodiac in the Bloody Elbow chat says, I call total dismantlement from Deiveson. He gets a unanimous decision. I do wonder if this fight goes all 5 rounds, though. That's my question. The prop right now is plus 350, according to Gary Giordano Jr. in the MMA Mania chat. That's the prop bet right now, plus 350 that this fight goes the distance. Those are solid odds.
Coming out so far, Perez coming out today. It was all a dream. Biggie Smalls.
Juicy.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
It was.
I'm from Brooklyn, so I immediately have to check anybody on a Biggie thing. It's in the town.
It's sacrilege. I understand. Let's see here.
Your dad saying blueberry IPA for president. I would try that. I've not had that, but I would try it.
Let's see as they prepare for the fight here. I don't really have high hopes. Oh, this is... All right, there you go. Sorry, that's some football talk in there. That's for tomorrow.
Yeah,
the Saints
Taysom Hill's making the start for the Saints tomorrow.
Who?
Taysom Hill.
Who was their other quarter? Didn't they have
Drew Brees is hurt.
Yeah, I know that.
They had Jameis Winston.
And what happened with Jameis Winston?
They just rather would go with Taysom Hill.
Really?
He's been their option, their wildcat variable, basically their flex player throughout the majority of the season.
We'll see. Slow crawl in there for Alex Perez.
For those saying...
in the octagon here.
Dean Sorensen saying, let the dog out or feed him. She has food and water.
Why would you
fine.
assume that?
We wouldn't feed the
Yeah,
dog. I love that dog more than I love anybody on the planet Earth. She can't. I don't want her knocking anything down or getting hurt, so she is in my office. You just hear her because she's giving the comment feed. She's doing. You know how they have the SAP feed? This is just for dogs. Yeah, but we don't have the mix minus because we're broke.
So we're not broadcasting it anywhere. It's just live for the dogs in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Here we go as we gear up for the main event. It's been a lengthy night. This has been one of the longer ones. Most of these fights, with the exception of one fight, I believe.
Martin Morford asking, what breed is the dog? You can actually follow Olive on Instagram, Olive the Fat Baby. She is a Chow, Australian Shepherd and Beagle mix. All adorable, all psychopathic. Flyweight Brewery in Arkansas. Well, your dad, if you follow me on Twitter and you can get some of that beer up here, just shoot me a DM. You know, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want it. I'm just saying I want it.
And here we go. Deiveson Figueiredo making his way to the long hallway walk that they got.
Yeah, it's like remember the old Madison Square Garden house shows where they would show the walk through the tunnel? This is how that feels like.
Or the movie Spinal Tap.
Ah, yes. Hello, Cleveland.
Figueiredo choosing to come out with the backwards baseball cap. Interesting.
Chuck Eshelman asking who won the bum fight when people were arguing outside. The Jersey City Police Department, who I believe showed up a little while after.
Boxcar Joe. Hobo Joe. Whatever, because the other fighter kept looking over the corner at his satchel to make sure nobody took it. So, you know.
I like the Kratos stripe in Figueiredo's hair. He's got that red stripe running along the side. Reminds me of Kratos from God of War. David Vargas, why couldn't I find Harry's stand-up on YouTube? Because you searched Gallagher 2, sir.
You can find my stand-up all over YouTube.
Yes.
At Harry Terjanian. I don't know how. Please follow it. Please like. Please subscribe to any of the things we do. Again, Man School 202, the podcast, a fantastic podcast I do with Dante Nero. My stand-up is up there at Harry Terjanian. And also Catalyst Wrestling.
Yes, and you probably could find my fucking stand-up somewhere up there, too. I haven't done stand-up in 7 years, but it's probably up there.
Oh, boy.
It's not terrible.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not fucking...
It was an open mic, right?
Yeah. I'm not Joe Caparillo, for God's sake. I do have some standards.
Oh, listen.
It's not Woody Allen's Moose Bit, but pardon fucking me. I make these people laugh.
There you go.
That enough?
You're a funny broadcaster.
Oh, I like that. I like at the end.
You're a good
funny
broadcaster.
Yeah.
So
Why is Sheetz sponsoring this pay-per-view?
I guess they're good convenience stores, right? Or gas stations?
We're Team Wawa in this goddamn household.
Oh, you're East Coast, man. I think Sheetz is what, Midwest? Pittsburgh
No,
area?
it's the same thing. It's the same, they both are in Pennsylvania.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, it's kind of like the LA gang war.
Yeah.
A lot of people in professional wrestling are very territorial.
I don't think I've seen a Sheetz in Philly, though.
There's some in that part of Pennsylvania. Let's go to the tail of the tape for our main event for the UFC Flyweight title. I'm a Circle K guy. You're a piece of garbage. Figueiredo 32, Perez 28. Perez with a 1-inch height advantage at 5'6". Figueiredo at 5'5". Figueiredo coming in at 125 pounds. Perez 124. Figueiredo with the reach advantage, even though he has the 1-inch height disadvantage.
There's no Wawa in Massachusetts.
Well,
I'm being
sorry,
told. I'm sorry for that. Do you guys have a Quick Check up there? Because that's a good. If you're in a pinch, it'll do. They're all better than 7-Eleven. Here's the thing: 7-Eleven. I think they just lived off the Slurpee. Otherwise, 7-Eleven is not that great.
Shout out to High Styles, Ready for Duty Rudy, Dean Sorensen's service dog.
Let's see.
I will always shout out a dog.
Referee Mark Goddard.
Goddard is Goddard and Herb Dean are my current favorite MMA referees that are not John Beltran.
All right.
You know who Beltran is, right?
No, which one?
The dude with the long beard?
Yeah. I do remember him. I still miss Big John McCarthy, but understandably he's moved on.
Yes, he's a commentator for Bellator now. Nolan Ambrosino saying Harry looks like Joaquin Buckley.
Who?
He's an MMA fighter.
Oh, I don't know him.
It's a good rip.
I'm not familiar. I'm not a fan of MMA. I'm just here for the sweet, sweet money.
Oh yes, we make so much money off of this.
That's why secondary MMA circuit.
Yeah,
is big time.
Yeah, secondary commentary for MMA is us just making we're making a shit ton of money, as you can see with the tchotchkes behind us.
We blow it on Invicta watches and Funko Pops, so we don't save our money very well.
No.
Let's see. A plus 215 underdog is Alex Perez. Slightly better odds than Jennifer Maia had.
Slightly?
Yeah.
You're putting it mildly there,
Yeah.
Chief.
But it was being facetious.
Yes, I know.
Fair enough. Alex Perez is punching himself in the head as he paces back and forth. A lot of energy.
Mm. Yeah, he's...
And the defending champion, Deiveson Figueiredo.
He beat the only guy... Alex Perez beat the only guy to beat Figueiredo, Jussier Formiga, at UFC 250 by TKO.
Okay.
So Perez does have a shot here. He's got a shot in hell, but... Your dad's saying they make so much money they have matching picture frames, bro.
That's true.
Shout out to the dollar store on West Side.
That's how we roll,
on Bergen
son.
Avenue.
He's still doing the introductions for Figueiredo.
I think we can get it in a solid batting practice during a Bruce Buffer main event introduction.
I mean, it's long. I like it. Don't get me wrong.
At Rogers saying, watched your heckler video, Harry. It was great.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
That was your Bill Hicks in Chicago
That
moment.
was
and it was in Chicago.
Well, ironically, there's several heckler videos. I don't know what that says about me, but especially back in the early days,
you have a hateable
people were
face.
rowdy. People were rowdy. People are just drunken assholes.
That's what happens when you go on Def Jam and you just
That's
try to
true.
do an entire clean act.
Yeah, I went on Def Jam with a Confederate flag. It didn't go well. As we gear up here we go. The final card, 1 a.m., a late one, this one.
Oh, I was going to eat today.
The first of 5 rounds, here we go.
And Perez coming out hard with a swinging right body kick. Figueiredo following up with a can kick of his own 10 seconds in. Both fighters have whiffed on their initial strikes.
Both fighters with a lot of energy during the entrances and introductions here.
They're carrying the entire weight of this card right now, Harry.
And Perez maybe a little more antsy energy, but both fighters, you can see a lot of movement, feeling each other out here, but a lot of arm movement, a lot of bobbing and weaving. This could burst at any moment here. Oh, a couple wild swings from Perez.
Perez missed with a huge left hook after a takedown attempt, or a Muay Thai, clinch attempt by Figueiredo. 4:17 left to go in the round. Body kick landed by Figueiredo. One landed by Perez. Figueiredo once again trying to go for those Muay Thai strikes. Figueiredo pressuring here. Perez with his back to the fence. In a little bit of trouble here, trying to find an opportunity to shock the world and win the world title on the main event of a pay-per-view. Low kick, body kick, followed by Perez. Perez eats a left hand by Figueiredo. Overhand right missed by the champion. Perez with a takedown attempt, trying to lock in a knee bar. Figueiredo finding a way to pivot out of it. Now it is back on the fence. 3:38 left to go. Perez still maintaining, trying to get that takedown.
Mark Goddard has to slap his hand away from the cage.
Because Figueiredo's clinch, he's hooking his fingers into the fence, turns it around, turns the fucking takedown attempt into a knee bar attempt, and Perez in trouble, punches his way out of it, now takes the back of Perez, and now a guillotine attempt by Figueiredo. Figueiredo trying to finish it with 3:14 left to go in the round. He's got it, but is it deep?
It's not deep.
Perez trying to find a way out of it, trying to push his head through, trying to basically push himself out, and that's it!
He tapped.
That's it! At 3:03 left to go in the first round, Deiveson Figueiredo showing love and respect for Alex Perez, but gets a successful retention of his UFC Flyweight Championship.
Wowie, wow. That was so quick. And a lot of... and it was Alex Perez who instigated that takedown, too. And Figueiredo was able to turn it around. At first, Perez was able to fight off the guillotine choke by making sure his arm was in place. Tried to muscle his way out, and that was all the room that Figueiredo needed. Maybe a lack of patience, too much energy from Perez. And he was able to cinch it in heavy. And then Perez tried to lift him up, and you see we get the highlights. On one foot, Figueiredo leapt off the other foot and then twisted around to grab the leg of Perez. And then it was a situation where Perez had him, but quickly Figueiredo just grabbed the head, tried to cinch it in. Perez tried to sneak out of it, but when he tried to lift himself up, that gave Figueiredo the opportunity to lock his hands together and then cinch it in as Perez tried to get up, and all he could do was tap out. Wow.
Great performance by Figueiredo. Perez was a little too jumpy there. He felt that spotlight. He felt that spotlight really burn on him.
Perez. Yeah. You can see disappointment.
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to be. This is... And he's got a hat that says UFC champion.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing now.
Oh, really? Okay. I was gonna say what sponsor, but of course they're not allowed to have their own sponsors.
No, it's a Reebok hat, and then it'll soon be Venom gear.
I'll be happy. I didn't love the Reebok. I didn't. Yeah. There was never anything special about it, and some of them were downright ugly. Let's be honest. Some of the designs were hideous. I've never been a Reebok guy. Here we go. Bruce Buffer, the guillotine choke, and still undisputed UFC Flyweight champion of the world, Deiveson. I don't even know if the Sus. Oh, that's what it was. I didn't understand what it was. The Sus de Guerra, the Jesus of War,
God of War.
God of War, Figueiredo.
Great performance by Figueiredo, remaining and maintaining his hold of the flyweight title. Second victory for the flyweight gold. Solid night by Figueiredo.
An impressive victory. Wow. Very quick. And I guess they're doing the Vince McMahon walk. I don't know what walk this is. 4 people in unison. And they'll do an obligatory selfie because they've got a lot of time to fill. They just won the fight in, less than a minute?
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe more than a minute, but it... And Alex Perez, unfortunately, maybe, like you said, the weight of being in the main event got a hold of him. Maybe it was too much. Came out there with a lot of energy.
Shout out to Jay Anthony dropping $5 in the super chat. Thank you, my friend. Much appreciated. Thank you to Christopher Brewer watching us from Portland, Oregon. Shout out to Portland. Shout out to Dan Kavanaugh and Swankeeper5. See you guys next week for the Tyson fight.
Let's see here. And they'll show more highlights once again.
Blocked that body. Hit that body kick, did Perez. Deiveson thought it was a head kick. Body kick landed by Figueiredo. And then you see that signal leg attempt. Figueiredo found a way to roll through, pull it through into a knee bar attempt. A beautiful transition by the champion. And then was able to lock in that guillotine.
You can see his spinal column through the neck bones. Right, you can see, and it's so tight.
Yeah, Perez was trying to find a way out, and there was nothing doing that.
Let's see what Rogan has to say here as he interviews. If we get set up here. Oh, let's see, we're still waiting.
Shout out to Bo Roper. Shout out to Ryan Woodland watching us in Nashville.
Here we go. Rogan, the winner and still champion, said Deiveson Figueiredo. Congratulations, sir, on a spectacular submission victory. How good does it feel to defend the title for the first time? Do we have a translator? Or not? Rogan says, do we have a translator? If not, we got a real problem. Someone's made a mistake.
Shout out to John Bennett donating $5 in the super chat. If you want to donate, you can either cash at me at BeardXGlasses, or you can click the dollar button, hit the super chat button, wherever you are on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram.
Okay. So they do have a translator. Really, the translator was supposed to go into the headphones. Now we're waiting on Joe Rogan. Let's see. I'm waiting for the Portuguese to be translated. Call me Master of the Wizards. I promise my master I was going to do this. I told him I was going to do this, that this was going to happen, and this is what I was going to do. So I trained for that, and this is exactly what happened. Rogan says it was a beautiful submission victory. You started off in the southpaw stance. Was that to try to avoid the low calf kick? And we'll wait. Wait for the Portuguese. And let's see here. Tied for the most finishes in UFC Flyweight history with 7, by the way, with Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. A long answer here to whether or not he was balanced southpaw. And he's still answering it. It's a very simple question with a long answer here.
Wouldn't be a post-fight interview if it
going.
weren't a long explanation for I kicked him in the head and then I tapped him.
Yeah. We changed our stance because he never saw me kick in our previous fight, so I knew I could kick him. He's never had that on film. And now I want to face Brandon Moreno. Dana, make this happen. That's the fight that I want to happen. Rogan said one of the things that was beautiful about this fight was that it showed the full range of your talents, not just your power, but also your beautiful transition. When he went for the takedown, holding on onto your legs, you spiraled to attack his leg. He defended that, and you turned that into a guillotine. It was a spectacular sequence and a beautiful transition. I want you to take a look at that and truly appreciate that. He's making this translator work hard here. It's a lot of words, Joe. What the fuck? It's a beautiful transition that I haven't seen in a long time. And the translator's probably going to go, it was really nice what you did there.
It was a pretty solid thing.
Yeah.
We did the thing into the other thing.
It was great. And some other stuff. I mean, really, really good. Really. I mean, definitely really. I mean,
it was the best we've ever seen, ever.
I mean, and we've seen a lot of these things. So, what you think? So now he's answering a very long. Sup, girl. And this is the equivalent of those 3 bubbles on the text that we sent out. These translations are the equivalent of that. As a UFC most wins in UFC Flyweight history.
He's behind Joseph Benavidez, who he beat for the title, and Demetrius Johnson.
Both at 13.
Yep, and Demetrius Johnson may retire. Which is interesting after being traded to 1 for Ben Askren, who's retired.
Yeah. We knew he was gonna make a mistake, and we took advantage of it, says Deiveson Figueiredo. Congratulations, Rogan says, on this first successful defense of the flyweight title. Mercifully bringing this interview segment to an end. It was a pretty rough one from the start of not having any translator, and Rogan talking to nobody in particular, to the long answers, to the long questions. And let's see the final statement for Deiveson Figueiredo. I love everybody in Sao Paulo. Best pound by pound. I'm the best pound for pound fighter.
That is a big thing to say. Deiveson Figueiredo with the first round submission victory. Shout out to @RogersThat on Periscope /Twitter. First time with you guys tonight. That was tremendous. We'll continue to follow. Awesome night. Really appreciate it. Spotify getting huge ads here. Harry, your final thoughts?
It was a pretty interesting card. You know, it wasn't a bad card actually. There's a lot of variety, and a lot of strange things that we saw that we don't see in other pay-per-views. To be honest, different strategies, everything to the wild finish in the main event. That was a long pay-per-view and then a quick finish in the main event. A good pay-per-view overall. It was exciting. It was enjoyable to watch. There wasn't really
it wasn't the strongest card.
A boring fight.
Yeah, there wasn't a boring fight, but it did not have the same kind of momentum and energy as many of the fights we've seen this year. We're coming off of a high of Khabib's last fight, and it's hard to match that with anything else this year. On a year we've seen Conor McGregor return, we've seen John Jones fight his last fight as a light heavyweight. We've seen a lot of evolution this year in the UFC.
Seen John Anik with a mustache now?
Well, it is Movember.
Oh, is that what that is about?
I believe so.
Oh, okay. That explains it.
And
Joe doesn't care, and neither does Daniel Cormier to partake in Movember.
But as we round things out here tonight, both champions remaining champion. Not a lot of surprises here tonight. Mike Perry's loss probably the most surprising thing on the main card. Outside of that, kind of straight shot.
I was surprised at the main event.
They're ending so quickly.
Ended so quickly. He was, Deiveson Figueiredo to me was the favorite. The Shepchenko fight, a little bit of a surprise there that
Maia had a lot of that.
That fight was a lot closer than the scoring, but even though it was, obviously it should.
It was more competitive than you thought it would be.
Yeah, and she made definitely in a victory like that. Maia made her work.
Yeah,
you made her work for that victory.
It wasn't the walkover win. It wasn't Appalachia State versus Michigan. We didn't get the massive upset. It wasn't fucking Mike Tyson in the Tokyo Dome. But Maia made her work. She proved that she did belong in the upper echelon of fighters at the flyweight division. But now for Shevchenko, it's more about the argument of her moving up.
It's almost like this whole pay-per-view was sort of like a reset of rankings. That's what this was about. It was like a rebuilding pay-per-view almost, like
it was build up in your house.
Right, yeah.
If we're talking in the 1990s wrestling parlance, it wasn't one of the big four.
It's like a pay-per-view that had to happen to adjust the title pictures and the rankings. But a good pay-per-view overall.
And we'll be talking more about the title picture on December 12th when we're back here for our final card of 2020 as we head into the first year. As we end the first year of the 2020s, that will feature a card that will see UFC bantamweight champion Peter Yan defending for the first time against Aljamain Sterling,
it's been a while,
the pride of Uniondale. We've got a big card that night. More about that. You can read more about that at MMAmania.com and BloodyElbow.com. But the next time we'll be live with you here on Combat Culture across the Combat Culture Network will be next Saturday night at 8:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Mike Tyson-Roy Jones Jr. fight. Early start time that night, not to 9:45, but we'll be starting at 8:45 Eastern. Harry will not be with me. Stephen James will be joining me in his stead. But it'll be great to have Steve here, and it will be great to come back on December 12th for UFC 256. We will end 2020 with a bang on a year where, Harry, we've had a lot of ups and a lot of downs in terms of fights, quality.
And life.
Yes, well, a lot of downs on that one. That's why I'm taking a lot of downers.
There you go. It should be an exciting way to cap off the year. Thank you for joining us throughout all of this. You can follow my stuff at Harry Terjanian, all our other projects. Like I said, I have stand-up clips on YouTube. The podcast I do, because everyone has to have 17 jobs now. That's how it works. The podcast, Man School 202 with Dante Nero, sex and relationship advice. And then also I am the voice as well of Catalyst Wrestling, which is available on Fight and also Gas Digital.
Yes, and on the Fight Network, check your local listings for where you can watch Catalyst Wrestling, and you can buy the DVDs at Amazon.com and Walmart.com, and also at Barnes & Noble. You can follow me on Twitter at MRyan Consulting. You can follow me on Instagram as Je suis Matt Ryan. That is Je suis Matt Ryan. You can follow us across the board, MMA Mania, Bloody Elbow, across our social media platforms. Please follow Steph Sotilli. She is fucking brilliant on Twitter at Steph Sotilli. She's been doing a great job moderating tonight. Follow her nervous breakdown with what's going on during December. She'll probably be watching enough Christmas movies to make us all want to hate ourselves on Twitter at Steph Sotilli. But until next Saturday night, that's Harry Terjanian. Harry, you won't be in this chair, but we'll see you back here on December 12th. I'm Matt Ryan. Until next time, so long from somewhere that's allegedly in the state of New Jersey. All right, bye. Making it awkward. Bye. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy